is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network Limited. We broadcast from our studios at 14 Ocean Boulevard in the Digicel Center, downtown Kingston, Jamaica. Transmitting on the FM 90 band, 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne. Serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester, transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Cooper's Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James. Serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcasts on YouTube at Nationwide 90 FM Live 2, RevoNews.ai and on Flow on channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a new revolution in media.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6 o'clock.
From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning.
A very good morning to you. I'm Tawna Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Wednesday, December 17, 2025. More than 100 line workers to arrive in the island today to fast-track electricity restoration in parishes hardest hit by Hurricane Melissa. Case says it needs $80 million to adequately secure its campus in Portland. Mayor of St. Anne's Bay says tourism in St. Anne is showing signs of resurgence. In regional news, Dominica seeking formal clarification on new U.S. visa restrictions. In international news, alleged Bondi Beach gunman charged with 15 counts of murder. In sports, Kingston College to face Charlie Smith High in second semi-final of Issa Walker Cup later on Wednesday. And in business, Sagicor Group Jamaica Limited to merge with Sagicor Life. The details after the break.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to help us grow our business and build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
Catch the first news of the day. A comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. 122 linesmen from the United States are set to arrive at Sangster International Airport later this Wednesday morning to bolster the Jamaica Public Service Company's efforts to restore electricity in western parishes following Hurricane Melissa. The latest group will add to the overseas line workers already in the island. Energy Minister Darrell Vaz made the announcement at a media briefing in St. Andrew on Tuesday. Robian Williams reports.
Minister Darrell Vaz says the overseas workers will be immediately integrated to support JPS's restoration efforts in the hardest hit areas.
Through strengthening local and international partnerships, an additional 300 overseas overseas line workers from North America are being deployed, supported by specialized vehicles and equipment. I'm happy to announce the first 100 linesmen arrived December 15th, and a further 100 will follow December 17th, and the final contingent of 100 will arrive just before Christmas. These crews are being assigned primarily to Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, St. James, Hanover, and Trelawney, alongside JPS teams and local contractors, strategically redeployed from eastern and central parishes. Engineering and planning personnel have also been mobilized to support the redesign and rebuild of the heavily damaged section of the network.
Additionally, about 200 specialized vehicles and pieces of equipment such as bucket trucks, diggers, excavators, and pole carriers are scheduled to arrive starting December 24.
Right now, based on projections, we will have one barge arriving in Kingston on the 24th and one barge arriving on Christmas Day with the additional equipment. This significant scale-up in manpower and equipment is designed to allow multiple crews to work simultaneously across affected areas, substantially reducing restoration timelines. Based on this expanded capacity, the target is to achieve approximately 90% conservative figure of customer restoration by mid-January 26. We continue progress thereafter where access and safety conditions permit.
As of Monday, December 15, JPS had restored electricity to approximately 84% of its customers across the country. Still, a large number of customers remain without power in western parishes following Hurricane Melissa. In Westmoreland, 88% of JPS customers remain without power, 50% in St. Elizabeth, 45% in St. James, 39% in Trelawney, and 36% in Hanover. Minister Vaz says power is expected to be fully restored in St. Catherine, Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Thomas, St. Mary, and Portland by Christmas, except in areas with access challenges. He adds that restoration targets by Christmas include 95% of customers in Clarendon and Manchester, 80% in St. Anne, and 75% in Trelawney. Robeanne Williams for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, Minister Vaz is reminding the public that the recently announced 7% increase in electricity bills for December will apply only to customers who had their power restored in or before November.
The 7% will only be reflected on those persons who received electricity in November and for the timelines that they received it, so their bill will be according. Second of all, let me remind you that JPS had made some concessions right after Melissa in relation to payment plans and other concessionary arrangements for customers who were having hardships as a result of the storm, the hurricane. Those will remain.
Darrell Vaz, Energy Minister. Tourism is booming again in the parish of St. Anne following the passage of Hurricane Melissa. That's according to Mayor of St. Anne's Bay, Michael Belnavis. Mayor Belnavis gave our news center an update on Tuesday.
Hurricane Melissa did not necessarily put a damper on the tourism season. There were some initial cancellations, but people are starting to realize that business is open right here in Ocho Rios and of course the entire coast of St. Anne. What we're seeing right now is that the cruise ships are in and we have a new cruise ship on board. It's very novel and they're coming here several times a week, which is the Virgin cruise ship, and we are brand new in this area, so we're getting a boost from that. In addition to that, Carnivals, they've been putting their ships out there and we're getting a good taste of cruise shipping right here in this region. Airbnbs are getting back to normal and we're seeing where people are starting to come into the hotels.
The winter tourism season officially got underway on Monday with over 20,000 visitors arriving on the island days before the official start. In a recent interview, Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett said the positive response of the market is a nod to more aggressive efforts by industry players in the aftermath of the Category 5 system. According to Mayor Belnavis, despite the tourism showing strong resilience in the parish, there are still workers dealing with the challenge of dislocation.
The big dislocation that we're seeing, however, is that in the hotels, many of them were so damaged that they've had to close throughout the season. So there are several people have been dislocated in and around the area in terms of employment. That is a major concern. There's been a big depreciation in terms of how we're looking at the tourism product. But along the coastline, Couples, the Sandals, the Boone Palace, those rails and so on are all up. But by a principle, a major employment in Northwest St. Anne is down currently. And that's created some employment issues in and around the Brownstown, Discovery Bay, Runaway Bay areas. But beyond that, we're open for business and we're pushing forward.
Michael Belnavis, Mayor of St. Anne's Bay, the Tourism Ministry has provided over $15 million in care packages, loans and grants to tourism workers impacted by Melissa. It is also launching the Tourism Housing Assistance Recovery Program, THARP. The program aims to give support primarily to those workers whose homes were impacted. Meanwhile, Mayor Belnavis says entertainment events are picking up in the parish.
Parties are coming on stream. As you know, Ocho is the party capital of Jamaica, and the parties are starting to come back on track. We're seeing whereby in the Discovery Bay, Runaway Bay areas, parties are being advertised. There are a lot of Christmas parties, smaller entities that are putting on their parties, and they're getting back on track. And that's a big employment part of the whole tourism Christmas period. So we're anticipating that will be a boon for the area, as it normally is. With that, I think we're pretty much ready. The dislocation is there, but people are trying to find their way around, be hopeful, and trying to get something going for this Christmas season.
Michael Belnavis, Mayor of St. Anne's Bay. The Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, JMEA, has announced a $10 million Jamaican Hurricane Melissa recovery grant for micro, small and medium-sized enterprises, MSMEs. The grant is geared towards supporting the recovery of enterprises across the productive sector. According to the JMEA, the grant program will be broken down into 3 categories. This includes raw material support, rebuilding and infrastructure support, and solar and energy resilience support. JMEA says eligible applicants must be members of the association who are operating within manufacturing, agro-processing, or export-related services and must meet the MSME policy criteria. Additionally, members must also be able to demonstrate significant operational impact or risk of closure without short-term assistance. The association says MSMEs in the western belt of the island have suffered tremendous loss. JMEA President Catherine Silvera says the grant represents an urgent and necessary lifeline for Jamaica's most vulnerable producers. She says it's designed to keep businesses or their doors open, protect jobs, and ensure that Jamaica's productive capacity is not permanently weakened by the effects of the hurricane. Warning signs are being erected near rivers and streams across Westmoreland as a part of an intensified public education drive by the parish's health department. The move is aimed at reducing the risk of leptospirosis and other diseases in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. Up to December 11, there were 91 suspected cases of leptospirosis on the island. 30 of those cases have been confirmed. There were also 7 confirmed deaths from the disease post-Hurricane Melissa. Health Promotion and Education Officer for Westmoreland, Gerald Miller, says the signs target popular water bodies where residents frequently gather. He notes that a large number of people still bathe or recreate in rivers, despite the potential presence of disease-causing organisms. Mr. Miller says health teams have also been engaging residents and communities where rivers are used for domestic purposes in light of the ongoing water shortage in sections of the country. An open tunnel, inadequate security personnel, malfunctioning cameras, and poor fencing. These are just some of the security issues plaguing the College of Agriculture, Science and Education case in Portland. College President Dr. Derek Deslanders says $80 million is needed to properly secure the campus. Mahir Stewart has that story.
Students at CASE protested on Tuesday over the alleged rape of a female colleague. Reports are that the student exited a taxi on the college's campus and was walking when she was grabbed from behind by unknown assailants and sexually assaulted. The protesting students bemoaned several security concerns at the campus. These include an inadequate number of on-campus security personnel. This was confirmed by CASE's president, Dr. Derek Deslandis, on Nationwide at 5 on Tuesday evening. He told host Ricardo Brooks that on-campus security personnel is simply not enough.
We had to hire about 12 security guards in addition to what we had before. We're still waiting short by at least 6, but we simply don't have the resources to acquire those additional ones. So because that's a cost that is borne by us and they're not on the establishment at all. We give the security team or the personnel overtime, time and a half, double time, but we have to also manage that because that can be pretty expensive because they normally work on 8-hour shift, but sometimes they work a 16-hour shift depending on what is happening.
So you're accepting that the security is inadequate?
It is to some extent, yes.
Dr. Deslandis also acknowledged that the campus also suffers from poor fencing and major gaps in its borders due to an old train tunnel that runs into the campus. He told Cliff Hughes that approximately $30 million is needed to properly address the fencing issues.
It is a wide open gap. It has multiple entry points, whether it's through the main areas or through the bushes. We also have a tunnel that runs under the campus with a 300 feet length that persons have used for decades really to come onto the campus to steal produce. We estimate it requires about $80 million.
$80 million per year?
Yeah. Well, no, the $80 million initial because we have to provide the initial fencing, and then annually we estimate that $50 million going forward. But we needed essentially about $30 million to do the fencing of the critical area so we can create a corridor.
Principal Deslandis further told Ricardo Brooks that cameras are another glaring issue at CASE.
The area that is alleged to have happened, there was no camera?
There's cameras, but the cameras, they were not working effectively.
What does that mean?
The cameras are working, but the DVR was malfunctioning, so we're not really seeing what would have happened.
And that's a one-off thing, or is this a recurring problem that you have with the cameras?
I would say it's a recurring thing. We have several incidents of short circuiting. We have several incidents.
But Dr. Deslandis, does that mean the campus is just operating in chaos? There's absolutely no security, no cameras.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, Dr. Deslandis says at least 3 students have been raped at CASE in the last 6 years.
So you have had previous incidents of rape, sexual assault on the campus of your female students?
Yes.
How many?
I think this is the 3rd time this has happened.
Over what period of time?
I'm not sure, probably 6 years, I think, 5 to 6 years. But I'm not 100% sure, but it's 5 to 6 years, I believe.
Dr. Derek Deslandis, president of CASE, speaking with hosts Cliff Hughes and Ricardo Brooks on Nationwide at 5 on Tuesday. He met with the Student Council on Tuesday to ventilate their security concerns. Council President Cameron James is urging the institution to implement proper security measures to protect its students.
I don't think enough is being done because not only that there's an absence of security, but also proper lighting from shuttle service not being there during the night for students to travel between both campuses. So there's a lot of issue. Firstly, the absence of security. That was one of the reasons that we think might have contributed to the unfortunate event. Poor light, maybe if there was proper lighting, the incident would not have happened. But these things that are stated, these are just standard things, for operation, for students to feel love and belonging, safety.
Cameron James, the Student Council President at CASE. President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, Mark Malava, is urging the Finance Ministry to urgently address several unresolved wage matters. Speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Tuesday, Mr. Malava says these include outstanding salary increments and contract issues.
There is an outstanding matter with respect to increment, particularly as it relates to a further increment that would normally kick in at the anniversary period of when a teacher enters the education system for the first time. We had expected that this matter would have been resolved, but when we had our monthly meeting with the Ministry of Education, we were told that they received no directive from the Ministry of Finance on this matter. We sent an email, a correspondence correspondence to the Ministry of Finance requesting an urgent meeting to treat with that matter. They did not respond, and we have sent a subsequent letter urging them to treat with the matter as early as this week.
He notes that another outstanding matter involves a list of claims submitted to the government in December last year.
So the key provision in that has to do with percentage increases in terms of salary. It's still outstanding. We would have had a few meetings with the Ministry of Finance on the matter. There was some back and forth between us and the Ministry of Finance in August of this year. There was a letter that came from the Ministry of Finance in terms of a new offer. We had internal discussions with that, and we responded to the Ministry of Finance, indicating to them that we want to continue negotiations.
Mark Malava, President of the Jamaica Teachers Association. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
Benjamin's is flavoring the holidays. Shop, scan, and win your share of over 1.5 million in prizes. Bake it, cook it, mix it. Benjamin's will flavor it. The time by Benjamin's Flavor the Holidays promotion is
6:20. In regional and international news this morning, regional news, the government of Dominica says it's consulting the U.S. Embassy in Barbados to obtain clarification on the scope, basis, and specific implications of new entry restrictions to the U.S. The partial entry restrictions are set to take effect in January 2026. That's on January 1, 2026. The U.S. on Tuesday announced expanded restrictions on foreign nationals entering its borders. Dominica and Antigua and Barbuda were the Caribbean countries added to the list. The U.S. says the reason was related to the Citizenship by Investment program. In a brief statement late on Tuesday, Dominica acknowledged the restrictions and promised urgent engagement with U.S. authorities. International, the surviving suspect in Sunday's mass shooting at Bondi Beach in Sydney, Naveed Akram, has been charged with 59 offenses. This includes 15 counts of murder, 40 counts of wounding with attempt to murder, and one of committing a terrorist act. His father, Sajid Akram, was killed in an exchange of fire with police at the scene. 15 people were killed and dozens of others were injured in the attack, which targeted Australia's Jewish community at an event celebrating the first night of Hanukkah. It was the country's deadliest shooting since 1996. Funerals for the victims began on Wednesday. Also in international news at this hour, prosecutors in Los Angeles have filed murder charges against Nick Rayner over the deaths of his parents, Hollywood director Rob Rayner and his wife Michelle. He is facing 2 counts of first-degree murder with a special circumstance alleging multiple murders. He could be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole or the death penalty if found guilty. Rayner will be brought to court to formally face charges and enter a plea after being medically cleared by prison officials. The charges came 2 days after the couple were found dead in their Brentwood, California home with multiple stab wounds. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
Do it for your best life, do it. Go check your HIV status, do it. So keep your life trending, no pretending. Me I tell yourself it, do it for you, do it for you. Every time you are link with a condom, coulda Ozzy, coulda wife, coulda be a random. Condom connect and protect your profile. Be your own fan, do it for your best life. Do it for your best life. Do it, don't put yourself at risk. Condom connect every time. Do it for your best life. Digicel is gifting smiles this season. 64 customers will win $250,000 cash each. 32 will win $50,000 in groceries. And 15 lucky winners will get a brand new Samsung tablet. We're gifting smiles every single week. And you can re-gift or share your prize. To win, top up with 5 bills or more. Grab a smartphone deal. Make a 1-minute phone call, buy any SIM, or be an active Digicel Plus or postpaid customer. Visit DigicelJamaica.com for ways to win.
Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Promotion ends January 24, 2026. Conditions apply. Digicel, reconnecting Jamaica with every smile.
Time now for your morning sports. Head coach of Kingston College, Vassal Reynolds, has described his team as the most motivated side remaining in the Issa Walker Cup football competition as they prepare for their semi-final clash on Wednesday. Kingston College are scheduled to face Charlie Smith High in the second semi-final, following an intense quarter-final round on Monday. In the early kickoff, defending champions Mona High will take on St. Catherine High in what is expected to be a closely contested encounter. Reynolds' comments come after KC edged the longtime rivals Calabar High 2-1 in a hard-fought quarter-final victory. With no match scheduled for Tuesday night, the Purples used the off day to focus on recovery and tactical preparation ahead of the crucial semi-final.
Walker Cup, the most motivated team. But we know we belong, we know the quality that we have. Just one day between now and Wednesday, so just recover, and hopefully we can be sufficient enough to come back with fresh legs from Wednesday.
Vassal Reynolds. Champions Mount Pleasant Academy received further recognition for their historic CONCACAF Caribbean Cup triumph as 3 of their standout performers were named to the tournament's 2025 Best 11. Goalkeeper Tafari Chambers, defender Jamoy Topi, and midfielder Jashawn Anglin were all selected following their influential roles in Mount Pleasant's title-winning campaign, underlining the club's dominance throughout the competition. Chambers was a cornerstone of the championship side, delivering a series of decisive performances between the posts. The goalkeeper registered 17 saves across 8 matches, repeatedly preserving leads and providing the defensive assurance that powered Mount Pleasant to the trophy. At the back, Topi proved equally vital. The defender logged 545 minutes over 7 matches and was a model of consistency, completing 257 passes while also contributing defensively with 5 tackles and 7 interceptions. Anglin rounded out the Mount Pleasant contingent in the Best 11 with a commanding all-around display in midfield. The Jamaican featured for 608 minutes and made his presence felt on both sides of the ball, tallying 26 tackles and completing 225 passes as he dictated tempo and linked play for the champions. FIFA has introduced a small number of more affordable $60 tickets for all 104 matches at the 2026 World Cup, following criticism of its pricing structure for the tournament. World Football's governing body says the new ticket price will be available to a certain number of loyal fans of the countries that have qualified for the World Cup. Under the previous pricing structure, which the Football Supporters Association called scandalous, it would have cost a fan more than £5,000 to follow England at every match to the final. Finally, in your morning sports, in rural under-16 action in the Issa Schoolboy basketball competition, Manchester made a statement with a dominating 103-11 victory over Homewood on Tuesday. Leading the charge were Jaquan Palmer with 22 points and Wasim Windert contributing 20, as Manchester overwhelmed their opponents from start to the finish. A much closer contest saw Bel-Air edge Monroe 39-37. Jermaine Francis led Bel-Air with 19 points and 11 rebounds, while Josiah Jadort added 16 points. In the rural under-19 division, Knox defeated Monroe 40-31, showing strong teamwork and defense to secure the win. Meanwhile, the Manchester versus Homewood under-19 game was unfortunately rained out in the fourth quarter, leaving fans and players eager for a rescheduled finish. And that's it for your morning sports.
Ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to help us grow our business and build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
In business this morning, Sagicor Group Jamaica Limited, SGJ, is set to merge with Sagicor Life, SLI. In a statement on Tuesday, Sagicor Group announced that it had entered into an agreement with Sagicor Financial Company Limited, SFC, to merge Sagicor Life with SGJ under a single Caribbean holding structure. Sagicor Life is a leading provider for life, health, and general insurance solutions across the Eastern and Southern Caribbean. Sagicor Group says as part of the merger process, new shares will be issued to SFC as a consideration for shares in SLI. Sagicor Group says on a pro forma basis, the combined business would have over $6.9 billion in total assets and over $1.3 billion in total revenues as of and for the 12-month period ended September 30, 2025. It says, following completion, SFC's ownership in the new entity is expected to increase from 49% to approximately 55%. Through a scheme of arrangement, Sagicor Group Caribbean will reportedly replace SGJ as the company listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, providing continuity and transparency for investors. Warner Brothers Discovery will urge its stakeholders to reject Paramount Skydance's $108 billion takeover bid as soon as Wednesday. Paramount has said its offer is superior to a $72 billion deal that Warner Brothers struck with Netflix for its film and streaming businesses. At the same time, a key backer of Paramount's attempt to buy Warner Brothers Affinity Partners has reportedly pulled out of the bid, citing the involvement of two strong competitors. Affinity was founded by U.S. businessman and President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. According to the Financial Times, Warner Brothers will reportedly advise its shareholders to reject Paramount's offer for a number of reasons, including concerns over how the deal would be financed. The media giant put itself up for sale in October after receiving multiple expressions of interest from potential buyers, including approaches from Paramount Skydance. On December 5, Warner Brothers Discovery said it had agreed to sell its film and streaming businesses to Netflix. Finally, in foreign exchange trading this morning, the Jamaican dollar has gained 48 cents and will open trading against the benchmark US dollar, selling for an average $160.34. Against the Canadian, the Jamaican has lost 7 cents and will open selling for an average $116.80. And the Jamaican dollar has lost 29 cents and will begin trading for an average $214.72 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:33.
Attention motorists, it's time to switch to the T-Tag on Trans-Jam highways. The T-Tag system reduces the amount of cash handled at our toll plazas and makes it safer for our staff and motorists at the toll booths. The T-Tag makes it quicker, more cost-efficient, and safer for our customers. So switch to the T-Tag today and experience the convenience. T-Tag packages are discounted by 50% down to $1,250, including a $500 toll credit from December 8, 2025 until January 2, 2026.
You don't have to dig up for cash for pay toll. With a T-Tag, your transaction is linked to your T-Tag account. So you don't have to worry about cash. Just make sure you download the app and keep your account topped up. You can use WhatsApp or the My T-Tag app.
Save money and save time. If you don't have a tag, you will waste time. Yeah, your seatbelt buckle and you're driving safe. Use up your T-Tag, drive and save.
Make smart money moves like a winner and use your T-Tag every time.
We need a bigger office where we can see more clients. Sounds like ambition is calling and Access Financial Services is answering. The funds are waiting.
Boss, this can't hold on one truck, you know.
I know. We need another truck. Sounds like you have a plan and Access Financial Services can help. Horizon, a new loan product from Access Financial Services designed for women entrepreneurs to unlock the capital you need to grow and take your business beyond limits with quick approval, flexible repayment, and low interest rates. Your success is on the horizon.
It's not snowing outside. It is sunny and bright. It is 6:37 on the clock. This is the front page. Nope, it's the segment before the front page. It's called What's on My Mind here on Nationwide 90 FM. It's Nationwide this morning is what I'm trying to say. And my name is George. And I'm working alongside the lady in black. It's all black.
Yeah.
All black, everything.
I'm a big fan of.
You're a huge fan of black.
Of black.
Tell us some more about black later. How are you, Tony Thomas?
I'm good.
Nice.
I had the weirdest dream.
What are your dreams to know? We eat before you go to bed.
That the EOJ had made changes to how members of the electorate vote, that you now had to go in and draw the symbol of the party that you're voting for in the box. And during my coverage, the chaos that it caused, because so many members of the electorate, when they went in And some of them spent so much time
a draw,
heads and bills and whatever else, you know, and asking for new ballots because they didn't like how what they drew looked, and then people were concerned if people would be able to make out what they're drawing. And I woke up and was like, what the world? Can you imagine?
No,
if folks are already having an issue making out an X.
It would be pure chaos.
Chaos.
Pure chaos.
The things that when we go to bed pops up in our dreams. Hilarious.
Yes, indeed. I want to say good morning to all the listeners, all the viewers, everybody working with us, everybody who's been with us since the start of the year and who remain with us now. Really appreciate your effort, and we disagree often, I'm sure. And you know, you're not minions that we preach to every day. We share with you our perspective. Sometimes you say, yes, I agree. Sometimes you say, no, you don't agree. But you come back for more because you know it's in an environment of respect, and that we try to do our best every single time. We make mistakes. We admit the mistakes that we make. We plow along. We take corrections as we go along. And I want you to put a lot of store into that in the listeners. This station, I believe, you'll go along and you'll say things and somebody will message in the public chat or they message you privately and say, actually so and so and so. I wanted to know how quick we are to take correction and to say, yes, you know, actually this is right. It's not in vogue these days to say you got anything wrong, because we're all perfectionists. Everybody is a perfectionist. Everybody behind a microphone. Everyone behind a microphone can't make mistakes, never makes a mistake. And people never acknowledge that. And them lie and dishonest. We are not that. Yes, we are human beings. We make errors and we try to correct them and move right along. This morning I must say I wrestled overnight. I sat up for some time last night thinking about this morning's segment. And I wanted to talk about media in 2025 because listeners, viewers, family members, people who are just stopping by for the morning, it's been a hell of a year for media in Jamaica. Having a conversation with some media owners recently, and to a person, they admit that 2025 has been their worst calendar year, many of them. It has been tough to meet pay bill month after month. It's very, very difficult because of the environment. Yeah, it's very and media all over the world, revenues just sliding. Even though advertising spend has increased, it's projected to be by $1 trillion by the end of this year, $1 trillion. But traditional media, not getting much of it. And it's just difficult to keep the lights on in businesses like these. But we know the role we have to play, and so we have to crack on. But there'll be another morning for that, I can guarantee you, before the year is done. This morning I want to continue where I left off on Monday, because I genuinely believe that for what has been said about the management of crime in this country, when things are bad, and things have been bad annually for so long, that again you can understand why the naysayers said a lot. And then again, it wouldn't even be fair to call them naysayers, because to naysay would be suggest that you're talking bad about something that isn't necessarily bad. The crime numbers were horrendous, and so the narrative around the horrendous crime numbers was quite appropriate, and no criticism should accrue to those who wrote negatively about the losing battle we were fighting against violent crime. But it does invite the comment that why in this period of significantly better crime numbers, we aren't hearing those same places, or from the same places, in those same spaces, which were so strident with their criticism about it going wrong. Not this year alone, for the past 4 years, things have been trending in the right direction, leading us to the point where at the end of 2025, we're going to record the lowest homicide number in perhaps 2 generations. The generation is about 18 years, so 18 and 12, 13, all right, generation and a bit. Yeah, it is hugely significant, and I'm disappointed that more of our foremost platforms for opinion are not making much of something that deserves much to be made of. There's a picture that has been making the rounds about a headline in the Gleaner. December 13, 2017 was the day. And Jermaine, can you put that picture up for me, please? This picture is the Gleaner's front page, and it says murder, 9,937 killed in a state of anarchy. It has the pictures of some of the murder victims, and it's a very effective front page. The Gleaners, the people who do these things at the Gleaner and the Observer, they are masters of their craft. They get it right so often with how they depict these things. The visual feasting, yeah. The front page also shows numbers for annual homicides, yeah, annual homicide numbers. It has the year and it has the number of homicides beside the year in big print, and it has the pictures of so many boys, girls, men, women who have been victims of murder. 9,937 killed. And in the short time we have left, I just want to accompany that image with the piece the Gleaner wrote December 13, 2017 to support the gore that was being communicated through that front page, to tell you what the situation was at the time, the feeling was at the time. It starts, and this is the article that supports that front page. Things can't continue like this if Jamaicans hope to live in a civilized society and the government doesn't intend to compete for its legitimacy with criminal warlords. Instituting a turnaround will be difficult, but with the appropriate effort and some help can be done. If Prime Minister Holness is able to muster the will, he would ban all year-end parties by government ministries and agencies, declare Jamaica to be in a state of anarchy, and recall Parliament from its Christmas holiday for an urgent debate on the problem of crime. In other words, the Gleaner wrote, 8 years ago, it is important for Mr. Holness to grasp and acknowledge the emergency most Jamaicans know their country to be facing, and to pull together all stakeholders to formulate and articulate credible solutions, and with the support of all partners, critically the political opposition, mobilize the society for its implementation. In the forefront of this mission, therefore, must be Mr. Holness, his National Security Minister Robert Montague, the Commissioner of Police George Quayle, the Chief of Defence Staff of the Jamaica Defence Force Major General Rocky Meade, the Opposition Leader Peter Phillips, and the Shadow Security Minister Fitz Jackson. They are the ones, the Gleaner wrote, in that order, who Jamaicans should hold primarily responsible for finding workable solutions to this problem. Further, should the Prime Minister contest the idea of crisis, or rejects, or has trouble conjuring the concept of anarchy, we invite him to attempt to visualize and contemplate the impact of any of a number of recent events, like last Saturday's incident in East Kingston, where gunmen fired on mourners at a funeral service. 2 persons were killed and several others injured. There was too, the Gleaner wrote on December 13, 2017, the June 16 incident in the heart of Montego Bay, the island's top resort, when, in busy traffic, men with powerful guns emerged from a car and shot dead Elvis Malcolm, 24, who was on his way from court in another vehicle. Or the one on September 1 that left George Hall, 70, dead. It was 11 a.m. Mr. Hall was driving his minivan along a busy Queens Drive. Gunmen intercepted his vehicle and cut him down. Said the Gleaner on December 13, 2017. Such incidents are not infrequent in Montego Bay or elsewhere in the parish of St. James, of which it is the capital, where there have already been well over 300 homicides so far this year, and the trending at over a quarter more than in 2016. Neither are they rare in the country as a whole, which in 2017 will record around 1,600 murders, the most in 7 years. Indeed, the Gleaner wrote December 13, 2017, the Malcolm and Hall murders and the many others like them represent impunity on the part of criminals who are aware that fewer than half of these murders will be cleared up and less still will ever reach the courts. Impunity of this order, and in this context, is the other side of the face of anarchy. Another perspective on this national debasement, the Gleaner wrote, is that the number of criminal homicides in Jamaica this year will be equivalent, taking the higher estimate of the persons who died in that incident, to nearly 23 times the number of people killed in the 2010 operation in Tivoli Gardens, for which Prime Minister Holness apologized in Parliament last week. Roughly, this is like 2 Tivolis occurring each month. Things can't continue like this if Jamaicans hope to live in a civilized society, and the government doesn't intend to compete for its legitimacy with criminal warlords. Instituting a turnaround will be difficult, but with the appropriate effort and some help, it can be done. Not so long ago, when the country's fiscal accounts were at the precipice and the economy faced grave dangers, Jamaica, with oversight from the IMF and monitoring by a multifaceted group, took the tough decisions necessary to retreat from the abyss. The economy is now in reasonably decent health. The government was able to build societal consensus around the effort. The model can be replicated, but tailored to the specific circumstances. But first, the government, Mr. Holness et al., has to accept that there is a crisis in need of fixing, and the opposition, Dr. Phillips and company, has to be aware that there is no value in inheriting rot. That's what the Gleaner wrote. Jermaine, put the picture up again to accompany this troubling headline, this thought-provoking headline, this harrowing front page, because of how bad the situation with murder was then. Under normal circumstances, I would say, well, Gleaner, you have everything on your side. You have history, you have tradition, you have standards of excellence. I'm awaiting something similar to acknowledge and congratulate and put into the public record, as this is in the public record, the gains that have been made over the last 4 years that will result in the murder tally that we are set to finish the year with. The good thing is, if you don't do it, that's fine, because we are doing it here. And we are saying that from where we are coming, it deserves tremendous acclaim and acknowledgement what the year-end picture where major crime, especially murder, is concerned will be. You know, Tana, the man always say, buck up. I firmly believe that buck up are when you walk and lick up. What is happening this year and what has happened over the last 4 years from the leadership of Anthony Anderson, skillfully advanced by the team led by Dr. Kevin Blake, that are no buck up, and it demands, it deserves the kind of treatment that we have given to the several years before, when it was a tale of harrowing, gory detail, and we were reminded every day that we were part of the most murderous country in the world. The picture is changing. We have to acknowledge the change, and we have to encourage the agents of change.
It's This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6:51.
JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union offers financial solutions for every stage in your life: savings, auto loans, mortgages, and more. The temperature by JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union, your financial partner for life, is
25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 25 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 19 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Time now for Street Smarts 1 with Ludlow McLean. Good morning, Ludlow.
Morning, George, and morning, Tona.
Good morning to you, Ludlow.
Yeah, right. And to everyone there in the studios, or listeners, the motorist public, everyone. It's bright but not sunny. And later on we'll get some sun, I predict. And but not sure about rain like yesterday. There was rainfall in some areas. But the traffic is moving along. I believe some schools might be out at this time, but it is good vehicle movement for the time being, though it's pretty dynamic. In a few minutes, it just gets real busy. But so far, the major thoroughfare coming along Mandela in both directions, the flow is steady.
if you're making your way to Spanish Town or to Portmore on the westbound side of the Mandela. And on the eastbound towards 6 miles, it's pretty decent, but it's building all the time. And on the boulevard, there are gaps along Washington Boulevard, except for when you get to Dunraven Avenue, you see a little bit of build up there. And coming down Constant Spring Road, so far it's good. But when you get into Harper Tree, the lines are busy. The 4 lanes are busy as they make your way through Harper Tree Square. And South Road and Avenue, as usual, carries some traffic, and it goes across the Southern Mayor Road, then onto Parish Place, and then exit onto Hope Road, which is quite busy at this time. But the other areas, coming down Waterloo, it's steady, but building all the time, and even Upper Waterloo, no problem. Shorter Road coming towards Upper Waterloo, that's okay, and then going across the Constant Spring Road from there, it's pretty good so far. But things are quite okay also around Barbican Road. So let's see what happens as the morning progresses, because there are other areas where you'll have noticeable build-up. So until 7:18, 7:20 is back to you, George.
Thank you, Lord Lo there with Street Smarts 1. Up next, word of the day.
Your word of the day is spelled P-I-Q-U-A-N-T, spelled P-I-Q-U-A-N-T.
Piquant. Piquant. Piquant.
Piquant is your word of the day, and it means, interestingly, provocative or lively. Piquant is your word of the day. To use it in a sentence, her piquant wit made her the life of every party. Piquant is your word of the day. Spelled again, P-I-Q-U-A-N-T.
Giving our dog a regular bath is an essential part of ongoing grooming and good hygiene. Of course, a bath helps remove visible dirt your dog earned through happy walks and romps in natural environments. But in addition to keeping your dog's coat clean, bathing also helps keep it healthy and free from parasites. Today in Pets World, we'll discuss how to properly bathe your dog. Before you even turn on the water, take the time to set up an environment where your dog will be as comfortable as possible and will associate the experience positively. One way to do that is to prepare your dog's coat so the process doesn't trigger discomfort. It's recommended that you take the time to brush your dog's coat, especially if they are longer-haired pups that get frequent tangles. First, you're going to need to determine the right place to bathe your dog. As a starting point, consider the size and breed of your dog to ensure you have space and to best determine whether to bathe your dog indoors or outside. For particularly small dogs, a sink might work best. More likely, it's a bathtub, which can accommodate a range of breed sizes. Bathing your dog outside instead of indoors might be a solid choice for certain breeds in some seasons. Before bathing your furry pal, make sure you are wearing comfortable clothing you don't mind getting wet. Also, ensure you have all the supplies you need, like the tearless shampoo, cotton balls to prevent water getting into the dog's ears, and absorbent towels to dry your dog. Here is professional groomer Renee Bloom with steps on how to properly bathe your dog. When you are finished, towel dry your dog as best you can. Then use either a dog-specific hairdryer or a human one on a medium or cool setting. It's also recommended that you brush your dog as he dries. You could also air dry your dog as long as he doesn't get chills or shiver too much. Now your dog looks and smells fresh. That's it for Pets World today. Until next time.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
Many of us find it difficult to give ourselves compliments or to pat ourselves on the back. To be considered a mature and grown-up person, you must possess positive characteristics that you recognize in yourself. This is Lifestyle Pages on How Grown Up Are You? How many of these various characteristics can you see or recognize as having? 1. You are seldom cranky, miserable, or irritable. 2. You accept things as they come, and you make the best of what life has offered you. If you get limes or lemons, you don't complain. You make delicious lemonade. 3. If you like the person you are, then you are considerate of the person you are and also considerate of others. 4. You do not tolerate disrespect or poor behavior, but you have sincere love for the human race. 5. You enjoy working and having a feeling of accomplishment. 6. You have a wide range of interests outside of yourself. 7. You are self-reliant, capable of making decisions for yourself. I'm Valerie, and those were Lifestyle Pages.
News on the go. The latest stories from Jamaica and around the world are literally a finger tap away. Keep up to date with Teen Revolution 24 hours a day online via nationwideradiojm.com. Listen live, read the latest stories, hear every soundbite. Be a part of the vibrant online debate via Facebook and Twitter. Now you can get all your favorite premium nationwide content at your convenience. Visit the Android Play Store and download it for free today. NationwideRadioJM.com. All day, every day. Team Revolution.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Jamaica, let's make road safety a priority. Slow down, stay focused. Remember, every life matters. The time brought to you by the JIS is...
News time, 7 o'clock.
From the ground up, let's rebuild stronger, safer, better than before. National Supply, powering Jamaica's comeback. The temperature by National Supply is...
25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 25 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 19 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Coming up in the news at 7 today, Wednesday, December 17, 2025, over 100 line workers set to arrive in the island later on this Wednesday to help fast-track power restoration in parishes hardest hit by Melissa. Case needs $80 million to adequately secure its campus in Portland. The mayor of St. Anne's bases tourism in the parish of St. Anne is showing signs of resurgence. And in international news, alleged Bondi Beach gunman charged with 15 counts of murder.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. 122 linesmen from the United States are set to arrive at Sanctuary International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James later on this Wednesday morning as part of efforts to fast-track the restoration of power in western parishes. The latest group will add to the overseas line workers already in the island, working alongside teams from the Jamaica Public Service Company. Energy Minister Daryl Vaz made the announcement at a media briefing in St. Andrew on Tuesday. Robian Williams reports.
Minister Daryl Vaz says the overseas workers will be immediately integrated to support JPS's restoration efforts in the hardest hit areas.
Through strengthening local and international partnerships, an additional 300 overseas line workers from North America are being deployed, supported by specialized vehicles and equipment. I'm happy to announce the first 100 linesmen arrived December 15th, and a further 100 will follow December 17th, and the final contingent of 100 will arrive just before Christmas. These crews are being assigned primarily to Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, St. James, Hanover, and Trelawney, alongside JPS teams and local contractors strategically redeployed from eastern and central parishes. Engineering and planning personnel have also been mobilized to support the redesign and rebuild of the heavily damaged section of the network.
Additionally, about 200 specialized vehicles and pieces of equipment such as bucket trucks, diggers, excavators, and pole carriers are scheduled to arrive starting December 24.
Right now, based on projections, we will have one barge arriving in in Kingston on the 24th and one barge arriving on Christmas Day with the additional equipment. This significant scale-up in manpower and equipment is designed to allow multiple crews to work simultaneously across affected areas, substantially reducing restoration timelines. Based on this expanded capacity, the target is to achieve approximately 90% conservative figure of customer restoration by mid-January 26, with continued progress thereafter where access and safety conditions permit.
As of Monday, December 15, JPS had restored electricity to approximately 84% of its customers across the country. Still, a large number of customers remain without power in western parishes following Hurricane Melissa. In Westmoreland, 88% of JPS customers remain without power, 50% in St. Elizabeth, 45% in St. James, 39% in Trelawney, and 36% in Hanover. Minister Vaz says power is expected to be fully restored in St. Catherine, Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Thomas, St. Mary, and Portland by Christmas, except in areas with access challenges. He adds that restoration targets by Christmas include 95% of customers in Clarendon and Manchester, 80% in St. Anne, and 75% in Trelawney. Robeanne Williams for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, Minister Vaz is reminding the public that the recently announced 7% increase in electricity bills for December will apply only to some customers.
The 7% will only be reflected on those persons who received electricity in November and for the timelines that they received it, so their bill will be according. Second of all, let me remind you that JPS had made some concessions right after Melissa in relation to payment plans and other concessionary arrangements for customers who were having hardships as a result of the storm or the hurricane. Those will remain.
Darrell Vaz, Energy Minister. Tourism is again booming in the parish of St. Anne following the passage of Hurricane Melissa. That's according to the Mayor of St. Anne's Bay, Michael Belnavis. Mayor Belnavis gave our news centre an update on Tuesday.
Hurricane Melissa did not necessarily put a damper on the tourism season. There were some initial cancellations. People are starting to realize that business is open right here in Ocho and of course the entire coast of St. Anne. What we're seeing right now is that the cruise ships are in and we have a new cruise ship on board. It's very novel and they're coming here several times a week, which is the Virgin cruise ship, and we are brand new in this area, so we're getting a boost from that. In addition to that, Carnivals, they've been putting their ships out there and we're getting a good taste of cruise shipping right here in this region. Airbnbs are getting back to normal and we're seeing where people are starting to come into the hotels.
The winter tourist season officially got underway on Monday, and we were told that about 20,000 visitors had arrived in the island in the 4 days leading up to Monday's official start of this very important period. In a recent interview, the Tourism Minister Ed Bartlett said the positive response of the market is a nod to more aggressive efforts by industry players in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. According to Mayor Belnavis, despite the tourism industry showing strong resilience in the parish, there are still workers dealing with the challenge of dislocation.
The big dislocation that we're seeing, however, is that in the hotels, many of them were so damaged that they've had to close throughout the season. So there are several people who have been dislocated in and around the area in terms of employment. That is a major concern. There's been a big depreciation in terms of how we're looking at the tourism product. But along the coastline, Couples, the Sandals, the Boone Palace, those rails and so on are all up. But by a principle, major employment in Northwest St. Anne is down currently. And that's created some employment issues in and around the Brownstown, Discovery Bay, Runaway Bay areas. But beyond that, we're open for business and we're pushing forward.
Michael Belnavis, the mayor of St. Anne's Bay, the tourism ministry has provided over $15 million in care packages, loans and grants to tourism workers impacted by Melissa. It has also launched the Tourism Housing Assistance Recovery Program, or TARP. This program aims to give support primarily to those workers whose homes were damaged. Meanwhile, Mayor Belnavis says entertainment events are picking up in the parish.
Parties are coming on stream. As you know, Ocho is the party capital of Jamaica, and the parties are starting to come back on track. We're seeing whereby in Discovery Bay, Runaway Bay areas, parties are being advertised. There are a lot of Christmas parties, smaller entities that are putting on their parties, and they're getting back on track. And that's a big employment part of the whole tourism Christmas period. So we're anticipating that will be a boon for the area, as it normally is. With that, I think we're pretty much ready. The dislocation is there, but people are trying to find their way around, be hopeful, and trying to get something going for this Christmas season.
That's Michael Belnavis, chairman of the St. Anne Municipal Corporation, the mayor of St. Anne's Bay. The Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, JMEA, has announced a $10 million Hurricane Melissa recovery grant for micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, MSMEs. The grant is geared towards supporting the recovery of enterprises across the productive sector. According to the JMEA, the grant program will be broken down into 3 categories. These include 1. Raw material support, rebuilding and infrastructure support, and solar and energy resilience support. JMEA says eligible applicants must be members of the association who are operating within manufacturing, agro-processing, or export-related services and must meet the MSME policy criteria. Additionally, members must also be able to demonstrate significant operational impact or risk of closure without short-term assistance. It says MSME in the western belt of the island have suffered tremendous loss. The JMEA president, Catherine Silvera, says the grant represents an urgent and necessary lifeline for Jamaica's most vulnerable producers. She says it's designed to keep business doors open, protect jobs, and ensure Jamaica's productive capacity is not permanently weakened by the effects of the hurricane. Warning signs are being posted near rivers and streams across Westmoreland as part of an intensified public education drive by the parish's health department. The move is aimed at reducing the risk of leptospirosis and other diseases in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. Up to December 11, there were 91 suspected cases of leptospirosis on the island. 30 of those cases have been confirmed. There were also 7 confirmed deaths from the disease post-Hurricane Melissa. Health Promotion and Education Officer for Westmoreland, Gerald Miller, says the signs target popular water bodies where residents frequently gather. He notes that a large number of people still bathe or recreate in rivers despite the potential presence of disease-causing organisms. He says health teams have also been engaging residents in communities where rivers are used for domestic purposes in light of the ongoing water shortage in sections of the island. An open tunnel, inadequate security personnel, malfunctioning cameras, and poor fencing. These are just some of the security issues plaguing the College of Agriculture, Science and Education case in Portland. College President Dr. Derek Deslandis says $80 million is needed to properly secure the property. Mahira Stewart has that story.
Students at CASE protested on Tuesday over the alleged rape of a female colleague. Reports are that the student exited a taxi on the college's campus and was walking when she was grabbed from behind by unknown assailants and sexually assaulted. The protesting students bemoaned several security concerns at the campus. These include an inadequate number of on-campus security personnel. This was confirmed by CASE's president, Dr. Derek Deslandis, on Nationwide at 5 on Tuesday evening. He told host Ricardo Brooks that on-campus security personnel is simply not enough.
We had to hire about 12 security guards in addition to what we had before. We're still waiting short by at least 6, but we simply don't have the resources to acquire those additional ones. So because that's a cost that is borne by us and they're not on the establishment at all. We give the security team or the personnel overtime, time and a half, double time, but we have to also manage that because that can be pretty expensive because they normally work on 8-hour shift, but sometimes they work a 16-hour shift depending on what is happening.
So you're accepting that the security is inadequate?
It is to some extent, yes.
Dr. Deslandis also acknowledged that the campus also suffers from poor fencing and major gaps in its borders due to an old train tunnel that runs into the campus. He told Cliff Hughes that approximately $30 million is needed to properly address the fencing issues.
It is a wide open gap. It has multiple entry points, whether through the main areas or through the bushes. We also have a tunnel that runs under the campus that with a 300 feet length that persons have used for decades really to come onto the campus to steal produce.
We estimate it requires about $80 million.
$80 million per year.
Yeah.
Or
well,
what?
no, the $80 million initially because we have to provide the initial fencing, and then annually we estimate that $50 million going forward. But we needed essentially about $30 million to do the fencing of the critical area so we can create a corridor.
Principal Deslandis further told Ricardo Brooks that cameras are another glaring issue at Case.
The area that is alleged to have happened, there was no camera.
There was cameras, but the cameras, they were not working effectively.
What does that mean?
The cameras are working, but the DVR was malfunctioning, so we're not really seeing what would have happened.
And that's a one-off thing, or is this a recurring problem that you have with the cameras?
I would say it's a recurring thing. We have several incidents of short circuiting. We have several incidents.
But Dr. Deslandis, does that mean the campus is just operating in chaos? There's absolutely no security, no cameras.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, Dr. Deslandis revealed that at least 3 students have been raped at Case in the last 6 years.
So you have had previous incidents of rape, sexual assault on the campus of your female students?
Yes.
How many?
I think this is the third time this has happened.
Over what period of time?
I'm not sure, probably 6 years, I think, 5 to 6 years. But I'm not 100% sure, but 5 to 6 years, I believe.
Dr. Derek Deslandis, president of CASE, speaking with hosts Cliff Hughes and Ricardo Brooks on Nationwide at 5 on Tuesday. He met with the student council on Tuesday in a discussion about the security concerns. The Students' Council President Cameron James is urging the institution to implement proper security measures to protect students.
I don't think enough is being done because not only that there's an absence of security, but also proper lighting from shuttle service not being there during the night for students to travel between both campuses. So there's a lot of issue. Firstly, the absence of security. That was one of the reasons that we think might have contributed to the unfortunate event. Poor light, maybe if there was proper lighting, the incident would not have happened. But these things that are stated, these are just standard things, standard, for operation, for students to feel love and belonging, safety.
Cameron James, president of the Student Council at CASE in Portland. President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, Mark Malaver, is urging the Finance Ministry to urgently address several unresolved wage matters. Speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Tuesday, Malaver says these include outstanding salary increments and issues relating to contracts.
There is an outstanding matter with respect to increment, particularly as it relates to a further increment that would normally kick in at the anniversary period of when a teacher enters the education system for the first time. We had expected that this matter would have been resolved, but when we had our monthly meeting with the Ministry of Education, we were told that they received no directive from the Ministry of Finance on this matter. We sent an email, a correspondence to the Ministry of Finance requesting an urgent meeting to treat with that matter. They did not respond, and we have sent a subsequent letter urging them to treat with the matter as early as this week.
He notes that another outstanding matter involves a list of claims submitted to the government in December 2024.
So the key provision in that has to do with percentage increases in terms of salary. It's still outstanding. We would have had a few meetings with the Ministry of Finance on the matter. There was some back and forth between us and the Ministry of Finance in August of this year. There was a letter that came from the Ministry of Finance in terms of a new offer. We had internal discussions with that, and we responded to the Ministry of Finance, indicating to them that we want to continue negotiations.
Mark Malaver, president of the Jamaica Teachers Association. An item of regional news now. The government in Dominica says it's consulting the U.S. Embassy in Barbados to obtain clarification on travel restrictions imposed on its citizens. The U.S. on Tuesday announced expanded restrictions on foreign nationals entering its borders. The list includes 38 countries from regions around the world. Dominica and Antigua and Barbuda are among 17 countries facing partial restrictions. The U.S. says the reason for the restrictions for the Caribbean countries is related to their citizenship by investment program. The entry restrictions are set to take effect on New Year's Day 2026. Further afield, the surviving suspect in Sunday's mass shooting at Bondi Beach in Sydney, Naveed Akram, has been charged with 59 offences. These include 15 counts of murder, 40 counts of wounding with an attempt to murder, and 1 of committing a terrorist act. His father, Sajid Akram, was killed in an exchange of fire with police at the scene. 15 people were killed and dozens of others injured in the attack, which targeted Australia's Jewish community at an event celebrating the first night of Hanukkah. It was the country's deadliest shooting since 1996. Funerals for the victims began on Wednesday. U.S. President Donald Trump has ordered a blockade of oil-sanctioned oil tankers into Venezuela. The move ramps up pressure on Venezuela's authoritarian leader, Nicolas Maduro. The escalation comes after U.S. forces last week seized an oil tanker off Venezuela's coast, an unusual move that followed a buildup of military forces in the region. In a post on social media on Tuesday announcing the blockade, Trump alleged Venezuela was using oil to fund drug trafficking and other crimes. He vowed to continue the military buildup until the country gives the U.S. oil, land, and assets. Trump claims Venezuela stole the assets from the United States. In his post, Trump wrote, quote, "Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled in the history of South America," end quote. He warned it will only get bigger. That's the news.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
7:19.
We're counting down the days to that magical time of year, and at Active Home Center we have so many gifts to share. Let's get together for the holidays and make every room and floor feel the magic this Christmas from the treasures we have in store. Tiles, kitchen and appliances, windows and doors, bathrooms, furniture, lighting, and so much more. Visit our showrooms in Kingston and Montego Bay or online at ActiveHomeCenter.com. Active Home Center, more savings, more choices. Importers, clear customs, not your schedule. Download the JA Customs Connect mobile app from the Google Play and Apple App Stores and enjoy the ease to calculate your customs duties, search for tariff codes, track and trace your shipments, pay your declarations, and so much more, all in a click right at your fingertips. So save time, save money. Download JA Customs Connect mobile app today. It's fast, safe, and convenient. For details, visit jca.gov.jm. JA Customs Connect mobile app is powered by the Jamaica Customs Agency. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
Time now for Street Smarts 2 with Ludlow McLean. Ludlow, we are over the limit. What are you saying?
Well, just to let the motorists, good morning to you all, and the traveling public and passengers, everyone. The situation on the east is good, though. You're coming from Harbour View, heading towards, the Sir Plaza Glasspool Highway, going towards Michael Manley Boulevard, going up Mountain View via Winod Road. From Winod Road, it's pretty good, okay. There's vehicle, but it's moving in good, no problems yet. Further up Mountain View, and this is northbound, you go past Langston Road, it's pretty good. Deanery Road has some movement, but no major delays. And across from Arthur, it's pretty good movement. But later, I can tell you, most places will be busy with traffic, I can tell you. That's what the corporate area is all about. So until tomorrow morning, 6:45 a.m., it's back to you, George.
Thank you, Ludlow. Ludlow there with Street Smarts 2. Up next, front page. Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. In the chat, Marlon Campbell says, I just want to say happy birthday to me. I pray that God will continue to bless me and keep me safe. More life, more health, and more wealth, more prosperity and happiness to me. Marlon, let us help you with that. Happy birthday to you, Marlon Campbell. We hope that God will continue to bless you and keep you safe. More life to you, more health to you, more wealth to you, more prosperity to you, and more happiness to you. See what that's on, Marlon? Have a happy day, my friend.
Marlon sounds like your friend.
Which one?
Whose birthday is in what?
Oh, Burger. I saw him again Saturday. And I told him, he said, yeah, man, call me and tell me, say, yeah, talk about me on the radio. Yeah, man, the man say his birthday, November 24. The man say celebrate us, he just kill off the year and done, and then he ease off about mid-January. I start build up again till November.
Yeah, Marlon sounds like somebody who celebrates that way. But no problem with that. Do celebrate. It is indeed great when you wake up every morning and live to see your birthday. Turning our attention now to our scheduled programming on the front page this morning, focusing on business leaders and the impact of the 7% increase in electricity bills will have on their operations. The president of the Small Business Association of Jamaica, Garnet Reid, is calling for a rollback of the 7% increase in electricity bills for December. The Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, announced the increase on Monday. The regulator says it's due to the Jamaica Public Service Company's usage of more expensive fuel during the passage of Hurricane Melissa. According to the OUR, the 7% is just the beginning. It says the Light and Power Company agreed to defer a portion of the HAR fuel and IPP costs and recover them gradually over the coming months. The 7% increase represents an additional $650 on a typical $9,000 bill. For discussion on the impact, being joined by President of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, the JMEA, Catherine Silvera, President of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce, Jason Russell, and President of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, PSOJ, Metri Siago. Good morning, gentlemen, lady.
Good morning.
Metri on the line as well? Did hear
Good morning.
All right. Thank you all so
much. Just a second. Catherine, there was an echo on your line. Could you say something again, please?
Good morning, George.
Nice and rich. It's not you.
And Jason?
Jason?
Yes, I'm here.
You're not the one either. Metri, go on, say again.
Morning.
It's not you either. All right, it's good.
Great. Just before getting into the meat of the matter, just to get an update from you, Catherine Silvera, how manufacturers are doing a month and change since Hurricane Melissa.
I think that for the most part we're doing well because the majority of our manufacturers are located in unaffected parishes. We do have about 10% of our membership that is in the affected parishes, and we have been in constant communication with them. About 30% or about 15 of those companies were really devastated. And so we're working with them and the ministry to help to get them back up and running.
And businesses, Metro Siaga?
I think the same as Catherine. I think that because of the work that Catherine and her team and the rest of the private sector has been doing has really afforded us the ability to open quicker than we normally would have. And so I think we're doing okay, reasonably okay. I think a lot of us forget that the Category 5 storm just passed through almost the middle of our country. And it's a few months past, and we are, for the most part, back up and running in most business sectors.
Mm-hmm. And for you over there in Montego Bay, Jason, how are things in the business community?
Things are doing well. I would actually give us a B+ at this point in terms of recovery. The private sector has stepped up. If you were to drive through the city of Montego Bay, it would be hard for us to really see anything that would indicate that we just had a Category 5 hurricane. The parish council and the mayor has stepped up in a big way, and the private sector has responded. So I think we're doing well. I think we're doing really well.
Mm-hmm. Turning now to this matter of the increase in the December electricity bill, the president of the Small Business Association of Jamaica has indicated earlier, Garnet Reid, is calling for a rollback of the 7% increase. What's your reaction first, Catherine, Do you support this, or what is the JMEA's mindset on this matter of the increase this month?
Our mindset is that we do believe that it's a bit of a wrong timing. It is still very soon after the passing of the hurricane, and we're still in recovery mode. Electricity is one of the top 3 or 4 line items on expenses for any business, but of course for manufacturer as well. We knew that an increase was coming. The JPS did say that at the beginning from the while we're preparing for Melissa. But all of us are in the same boat. We have increases in raw materials. We have, most of us have lost 30% of our business with the affected parishes being down. And so I think it's just a bit of a wrong timing that we're still in the recovery process, and an increase in one of our most expensive inputs is going to affect us.
Mm-hmm. And if you could just provide us with a bit more details, go a bit more granular about how this affects businesses at this time.
Well, as I said, electricity, when as a manufacturer or a business, for us, probably our number 1 expenses are raw materials. 2 would be labor, and 3 is probably electricity. So when you're getting an increase on one of your top 3 inputs, it is going to affect your input cost. And so either you're going to take the decision that you're having to pass it on to the consumer, or you're going to absorb it, use your profit if you have, or use it and absorb it, or try to reduce other costs.
Mm-hmm. And for you there in Montego Bay, Jason Russell, it's not just all big businesses. A lot of these businesses are small operators. How does an increase like this affect them?
I echo the sentiment by the Manufacturers Association. It is the timely nature of it is a little bit hard hitting. We have lost many hotels here, and people are out of work. That's going to cut the buying power of just regular Jamaicans buying things from local restaurants, bars, supermarkets, and for them to have to pay an increased JPS cost can be hard hitting during this time. Whether it should be rolled back or not, I don't know, because I know it has to be paid at some point, and that would be kicking the can down the road. But it's definitely going to be, the timing of it is definitely going to be hard to stomach.
Mm-hmm. Metro Siaga, just hold your thought. We're going to take a break here on Nationwide this morning. You're tuned into the front page, and come back with more.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
7:30.
Visit Marshall's Pharmacy, Greater Portmore, for all your prescription needs, gifts, personal care, household, and stationery items. The temperature by Marshall's Pharmacy, Greater Portmore is
25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 26 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 19 degrees Celsius in Mandeville. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
The management and staff of Hawkeye Electronic Security wishes to say thank you to their many customers and friends for their support throughout the year. Hawkeye wishes for everyone a safe and peaceful Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Hawkeye Electronic Security, securing your world.
Importers. Shipments requiring you to pay customs duties and taxes are cleared on a customs goods declaration known as an IM4 or IMS4. Ask your clearing agent to provide your customs declaration, customs assessment notice, and customs receipt once duties and taxes are paid. Where your clearing agent may not be able to provide the IM4 or IMS4, request your customs goods declaration registration number or C number, which can be used to verify your payments. Importers, request your IM4, IMS4, or C number. It is your right. For details, email the Jamaica Customs Agency at public.relations@jca.gov.jm. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
Welcome back to the front page as businesses are picking up the pieces from the damage caused by Hurricane Melissa. They have been told through the Office of Utilities Regulation that the Jamaica Public Service Company, the Light and Power Company, has been granted a 7% increase, and so the price of energy has gone up, adding to the difficulties that these companies have to reconcile as they sell products and services to the consuming public. Have with us the president of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, JMEA, Catherine Silvera, the man in charge of the Mobay Chamber of Commerce, Jason Russell, and the head of the private sector organization of Jamaica, PSOJ, Metri Siaga. Metri, 7% on top of what you would pay for electricity before Melissa. Too much at this time?
I think, George, what we have to start doing is looking at JPS differently. And remember that JPS is not the government. The government is a smaller shareholder in JPS than its other two partners. And JPS has a responsibility to its shareholders first. And if we establish that as a principle, then we have to look at what the regulations of the license says. Now, I'm sure that this decision was not taken willy-nilly. I know for a fact that every single month the JPS goes to the OUR and sits down and explains why the rate would go from X to Y or from Y to Z, and that process has been followed. If we have a problem with what has happened, we have to look at what the license says. We are not operating outside of the remit of their license. And I think this is an opportunity for the government to say to whomsoever, if it is JPS or whoever else the owners are, listen, this is not a situation that we are happy with. And as the only supplier of electricity in the country, we need certain things to put into the license. So I can't sit here with a good conscience and call for a rollback on the 7%. I think if we look at other months which were not Melissa affected, you see 12%, 11%. So it's difficult for me to call for a rollback on it. This is what the JPS and the OUR, who I have faith in, have sat down and agreed is a reasonable and fair figure.
Right.
It's not for me to confirm.
Very well said, because I was thinking along the same lines. But consider this. Most entities offering products or services for sale in this period will look at the environment, which you've mentioned, and said, well, you know what, maybe the environment can't take this at this time, notwithstanding our continuous pursuit of profits, which is what a business's raison d'etre is. Let us hold our hand steady. And I'm sure it is from that perspective that people like Garnet Reid and your colleagues this morning speak when they say that the timing is the issue.
And I get that completely. And I think that the OUR would have taken all of those things into account. I am sure that if you look, and I know for a fact that it wasn't 7% that the JPS went in asking for. So, yes, I get it, and I understand the position. I understand what Mr. Reid is saying. However, I think that right now we have a bigger fish to fry in that must get the license, the new license and the new regulations, thinking ahead and making sure that we consider all possible options so that this doesn't happen to us again.
So effectively you're saying 2 more years of suffering under these conditions?
And I wouldn't say suffering.
So business people would say so, but it's all right if you don't say so. Catherine Silvera, Metri Siaga makes a very good point rather, that, listen, Oh, we lost her. All right, let me put that to Jason. And Jason, the good point has been made by your colleague that, listen, the JPS is a business. The government is only a minor player at the bargaining table. They are looking at the huge outlay that they have to make to restore power and then to fix their distribution and transmission network in the wake of a Category 5 hurricane. They asked for something, they got 7%, and they applied the rules as they always do in collaboration with the OUR. So we really shouldn't quarrel and fight given the nature of the license and how facilitating it is to this kind of increase being asked for and this kind of increase being granted. Are those reasonable arguments?
100% reasonable. And I don't think we can tie the 7% even to the efforts that are being made with as it regards to restoring power. I mean, the foreign entities that they are paying to come in, the trucks, the manpower, light poles, all of that, I don't think that has anything to do with the 7%, under my understanding. The 7% is a fuel charge that has to be passed on based on higher fuel costs. I don't think we even can fathom at this point what it's costing the company to get Jamaica up and running. And we still have to give them their props. We still have to give them kudos for the work that they're doing on the ground. We don't want this to overshadow. We just had a Category 5 hurricane walk through the island, and most businesses in the Western Jamaica, I mean, definitely on the North Coast, are seeing power returned and normality, getting back on board. Now, the 7% as a fuel charge, is it really that bad? We've had bigger increases for less. And I think the JPS right now, they're working on stabilizing fuel supply, and that should bring the bill back down to what we know. Now, what it will cost to bring Jamaica back with all the damage that has been done, I think that's a discussion for another show.
Mm-hmm. Catherine, we lost you at the point where I was putting the question to you in terms of what Metri put on the table regarding the imperative for the OUR to grant that increase given the JPS's license, the fact that the JPS is a business which is chasing profits 24 hours and that the government is only a minor shareholder at the JPS bargaining table. That's the context we should look at this increase in. What say you?
Well, I think that is very clear and has been said by Minister Vaz, is that the license has to be renegotiated, and so that is the main driver of the government offering this loan so that they didn't have to extend the license. And I think we're all in agreement that the license has to be revisited and renegotiated because of instances like this. We have all faced the devastation of the hurricane. We are all, as businesses and individuals, trying to recover, and any increases are going to be a hit to our bottom line. And so I think that what also would help is maybe some greater transparency into what is JPS absorbing at this time, while passing on this 7% to its consumers. Because as I said before, a lot of our businesses have also lost customer base. Hotels have closed, supermarkets, wholesales, banking, ABMs, all of these items have been devastated. So we have all also had raw material increases. So how more transparent can it be as well?
But thank you for that. But going back to the point you made, Metri, a new license, which is what we're all waiting for July 2027 to come, where we're going to start afresh with whomever. The fact is it that a future licensee will be required under license to hold steady all prices and charges for at least a quarter? I don't know, a quarter is what, 12 weeks? To hold it for 12 weeks, 10, 12 weeks before any increase can be granted to allow the recovery to set in. Because this recovery is not even U-shaped or V-shaped, it's just beginning to take outline on the graph paper, so we can't say what it is. And here it is, a 7% fuel charge is now having to be people are going to have to contend with it, businesses especially. So I'm saying, if you are looking to a new license and believing that should be a provision in it where a major natural disaster has hit the country and the country is dealing with it, that you should hold prices for a period after that disaster. Metri?
This is not a simplistic thing. Oh, well, if this happened, do this. the JPS license is a very complicated and complex issue with a lot of moving parts. The PSOJ has been working very closely with our energy team and with the European Union and with the consultants to make sure that every eventuality is covered. And we are learning every day. And one of the things that we have learned from this exercise is that needs to be added to the licenses.
That what?
That there needs to be some hold period. There needs to be some reduction in whatever profit arrangement that you have, that there is a pause on it. So these are things we're adding daily as we see them come up. But I can assure the public that the private sector, along with the international community, is working hard to make sure that whatever the government goes into the negotiation with will have the full support of a wide cross-section of persons in the society.
And sticking with you, Metri, I heard earlier from Catherine saying there's a possibility of those manufacturers having to pass on that to customers. And I wanted to ask, what's a typical light bill of any, large manufacturer or member of the business community? An average light bill. What are your numbers?
I won't answer that question, Tana, because it's the variation is too wide.
Yeah.
However, what we can do is look at it as a percentage of your expenditure.
Yes.
And when you look at companies, they vary so widely, even as a percentage. There are some companies that electricity is less than 2% of their cost, and there are some companies, depending on how dependent they are on electricity, are up to 8-9%. It really depends on the industry that you're in, and it behooves those that are in industries that take a lot of electricity to start to look at alternative sources like the ones that are available to us in solar, etc.
I laugh because if I told the listeners our light bill at Nationwide, people would burn up their mouth with them coffee because it's big, and we're very small. So I can just imagine. Where we need to go now, lady and gentlemen, is this. In the context, Catherine Silvera, Jason, Metri, Catherine, you first. In the context of the supplementary estimates, which the finance minister recently brought to the parliament, and what we've heard accompanying those estimates about government's spending plans for the next 4 years, the amounts that they're willing to put into capital expenditure to really get the engine of this economy going, and the projections for growth as laid out by the Planning Institute of Jamaica. Are these the right things? Are the right signals being given to the market? Is confidence being given to business people like yourselves and those you represent at every scale, large, small, medium, and big? Is the tone, is the environment being set for the economic engine to do what it needs to lift us out of this malaise, Catherine?
I completely believe so. I think that even that from before the hurricane, we were seeing the trajectory changing. And coming out of the hurricane, we have seen the response and the coming together of private sector. And I think that most of private sector is confident in that the fact that we are going to recover and we're going to build back greater, and we're going to get back to that growth trajectory. My confidence in the country is 100%.
Let's hold the line, gentlemen. When we come back from the break, we get the perspectives of Jason and Metri on this. This is Nationwide This Morning.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
7:46.
Hawkeye expresses heartfelt sympathy to all Jamaicans impacted by Hurricane Melissa. As we recover together, we remain committed to securing what matters most. The temperature by Hawkeye is
25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 25 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 19 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
This season is the time. Digital is gifting smiles. Gift a smile, gift a smile, gift a smile. 64 people to win a grand prize. 250K to help you to gift a smile. Plus groceries and farming supplies. Keep your loved ones in mind. Gift gift a smile. Sharing the love from me to you. Samsung tablet video and your crew. Gift a smile, gift a smile. This season, make sure everybody good. Digital is helping you to gift a smile, gift a smile, gift a smile.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift that keeps on giving. Speed Queen washers and dryers from Singer. Speed Queen appliances are built to last, providing you with reliable performance and efficient cleaning season after season. And for a limited time only, receive free laundry basket and Woolite detergent with your Speed Queen purchase from Singer. This Christmas, get 6 months to pay the cash price, 12 months no interest, and up to 24 months credit. Visit Singer today and get the ultimate laundry solution. Merry Christmas from Singer.
Kingston Wharves Limited requests the urgent assistance of customers to clear their shipment from the wharf as soon as they have notification that it's ready for clearance. With relief cargo now added to the usual Christmas season volumes, prompt clearance is crucial for service delivery. Kingston Wharves has increased resources to support efficient delivery and thanks all its customers for playing their part to keep cargo moving.
Welcome back. We're talking to JMEA President Catherine Silvera, Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce President Jason Russell, and the PSOJ boss Metri Siaga about the impact of the 7% increase in the fuel charge on the light bill set to take effect in December. The JPA is being granted the increase by OUR. Metri Siaga made the very good point that he's confident that the JPAs didn't go to the OUR asking for 7. They asked for a number and they left with 7. So small mercies indeed. And we're also extending the discussion to talk about the environment for business activity given the signals being sent by the government through the supplementary estimates of expenditure, the other plans for capital expenditure spending over the next 4 years, and of course the support being given to us by the international financial institutions, the big multilaterals that you know, along with the Caribbean Development Bank and some other partners, giving the government the cover to spend our way out of this mess, spend responsibly. I did ask you before the break, Jason and Metri, after Catherine spoke to it, this environment now, the signals that have been sent, are these the right signals? Can businesses make hay in the sunshine, if you want to call it that the supplementary estimates and the support from the multilaterals have now granted the government? Jason, you first.
Yeah, yes, I like the signals that I'm seeing. I am happy that the government did not take a band-aid approach to the after effects of the storm, the aftermath. It wasn't rolling out tons of zinc and plyboards. I think they are now looking at building back Jamaica the way it should be, infrastructure, solid buildings for people to live in. We do appreciate the sentiment in the wider global economic support. And people are saying, Jamaica, you need to build back strong. In our constituents of the North Coast, we are seeing tourists coming back. A lot of the hotels that are open are seeing numbers that resemble what they would be on a normal tourist season. So people aren't turning their heads away from Jamaica, and it's part of our resilience. Cruise ships are coming back. So the confidence here in Mobay is high. We do have some large hotels that will be closed for the better part of next year. And that will hurt the economy, but it doesn't speak to the sentiment. The sentiment is positive. Jamaica will bounce back. Jamaica is still one of the top tiers when it comes to the international face, and I think the recovery is going to be a lot swifter than even we expected.
Metri?
Well, I agree 100% with both Robin and with Jason and Catherine. Let me say that I think that all of us should step back for a second and be grateful that we were when Melissa hit economically. If we did not have the strong fiscal position that we had, the devastation would have been much worse. So I think it is important, and it proves to us as a nation that we do need to have our finances in order so that we can be resilient enough to manage what just happened. The second thing is, I too am very bullish on Jamaica, and I think more importantly, we have seen during this tragedy that the world is bullish on Jamaica. The support that we have gotten from the rest of the world in small ways has been overwhelming. And the third and final thing is that our people have proven to ourselves that we are good and we are solid. And when there's a tragedy, we can come together. The private sector has done it. The people of Jamaica have done it. When you saw every Saturday and Sunday morning, the hundreds and thousands of people that were
had to happen at 7:53. We lose a call every morning. It's just the nature of things.
But let's get Mitri back on the line so that he can complete his point. But to you, Catherine, the outlook now for manufacturers and exporters going into the new year.
I think that we're very positive about the outlook, even with all of the struggles and the devastation that has happened. We are committed to working together and with the government to drive productivity and to try and make up for the loss with the other industries like tourism that have happened. And so we're very positive. We actually have a meeting today with our membership where we'll hear more feedback, and as a JMA we have also launched a 10 million grant fund for our members that were devastated,
which we carried in our news this morning, Catherine.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and have you completed those surveys? You're administering some survey instruments very soon after, Melissa, to just gauge the fallout from the hurricane. Is the data in hand? Are you crunching the numbers?
We are crunching the numbers. We closed off our survey about 5 days ago, so we're still putting together analysis of all of the answers.
Jason, yesterday when we spoke to the tourism minister, we spoke to him about the linkages aspect of tourism and how the chain from the agricultural producers to the large hotels, well, to all hotels, that chain was that link was broken because of Melissa, and it's being repaired. In Montego Bay, the linkages between the travel and tour operators, the hotels, those people who deal with food, those people who run establishments and entertainment hotspots where visitors are normally directed when they come into the island, those would have been affected in different ways. About 7 or so weeks after Melissa, is the repair process well underway? Has it just begun? Was it never damaged? What is the situation?
We did not see any significant damage. It's a robust system, the linkages, especially with GHTA and the Chamber of Commerce. It is very robust. The conversations happen in real time. For argument's sake, my hotel, Deja, we never lost power or water. We had generators up. I mean, a lot of hotels were the same. Tourists, they were fed. They had the little vacation and they left and they continued to come in. And that's the nature of what we do. Montego Bay is a hospitable city. And that's largely because of the linkages. And we have not seen a break in that chain so far.
Mm-hmm. Metri, years ago when Digicel came onto the market, it turned into telecommunications now. And it was decades after the monopoly with cable and wireless and what that did for the market. Digicel came and the market changed. Given what has happened with Melissa and how the country couldn't communicate we couldn't communicate with each other, especially people in Western Jamaica. I remember speaking to the mayor of Montego Bay here hours after Melissa, and he said, George, I can't tell you how many people are in shelters because there are dozens of our shelter managers that we can't even get in touch with to know if the roof collapsed at the shelter or if people were fed or anything. We just don't know. And that pervaded for days after Melissa because there was no communication. Will that be a consequence of Melissa, a change in the telecommunications landscape? And whether it's Starlink or another provider, is there need for more and different and varied, given how crucial communication is post-disaster?
The short answer is yes, and it's a good thing. And we are constantly our new normal is going to be different than it was last year and will be different the year after. These events seem to have a way of moving us forward technologically. A lot of people thought Starlink, and no, we don't need that, we have this, and you realize, no, you may need that as a redundancy. I think it's important that people realize that we live on an island, we are in a hurricane belt, and we need to take precautions before the hurricane season. We need to have, I remember with the hurricane coming up, speaking to someone in Cayman, and they were amazed that I didn't have a satellite phone. But he said, but you live on an island and you have hurricanes every year.
Yeah.
These are some things that we take our no problem attitude to. And we may be a little lax and a little relaxed in our thinking. And hopefully Melissa will, and really the thought that if Melissa had come to Kingston, this conversation wouldn't happen. It would be
absolutely not.
Different one.
No.
So I think we all need to have a look within ourselves and say, listen, what can I do different? How can I change the way that I go about treating with these storms? And we have to do it individually, we have to do it as companies, and we have to do it as a country.
Catherine, the telecoms landscape, will it change coming out of Melissa?
Definitely, and I think as companies we also have to implement strategies as well. Mitchell and I would have heard that a banking company implemented geotagging of their employees. Obviously the employee had to accept and put that in place, but they were able to within 3 or 5 days account for all of their employees island-wide, and they have about 400.
Jason, telecoms
yes,
changes.
I share the sentiment, but something I did notice, and I think it's something that we need to look back at. There were no radio stations operating after the storm. And as somebody that's a little old school, I did have my emergency kit, and it did have a FM radio in there. And right after the storm, of course, we know telecommunication would be down. But I think it's something that we need to look into, disaster preparedness. We have to have a way of communicating to the mass. We need to know where shelters are. We need outgoing messages. And I was very surprised that there were no radio stations. The FM band was blank, and I thought that was a blight in our emergency response. I think that's something that should be robust, maybe run by the army or somebody that can make sure that this is happening, because disseminating information is paramount during a Category 5 hurricane. A devastating impacted nation needs to be able to get the message out. So I think that's something we can look at in terms of going forward to prepare for disaster.
Excellent point to end on, because I can tell you that I participated last Friday morning in a survey. About a half an hour I was on the phone with a local representative of the United Nations, gathering information about that very thing, Jason, about how communication collapsed in the immediate aftermath of Melissa, and how to make media companies especially more resilient, and whether whatever arrangement would be made to put in the infrastructure so communication to the masses could be facilitated and possible in the immediate aftermath of a disaster, because it was glaringly absent in the hours post Melissa. Thank you for your time this morning, Catherine. Thank you, Metri. Thank you, Jason. All the best to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
All right, good. Across Jamaica comes up now. Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales. For a better choice in the electrical business.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
8:01.
Success, powered by learning. The temperature, brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us, is
25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 25 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 19 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside, it's across Jamaica this morning.
Across Jamaica this Wednesday morning, Wednesday, December 17, 2025, residents of Brownstown and its environs in St. Anne are to experience a disruption in their water supply today, Wednesday. The National Water Commission says the disruption will be between the hours of 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Commission says this is to facilitate the repair of a broken main along the network on Addison Park Road. It apologizes for the disruption and says it's working to improve overall service. NWC is advising residents to store water for use during the period. The section of Spanish Town Road in St. Andrew in the vicinity of the Sandy Gully Bridge will close to vehicular traffic later on Wednesday. The National Works Agency, NWA, says the closure will be between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. The closure is to facilitate repairs to a leaking sewage line, which has been contributing to traffic congestion. Repair work began around 9 o'clock Tuesday night. The NWA says as a result of the works, westbound traffic heading towards 6 miles will be rerouted onto the Eastern Carriageway. The Eastern Carriageway, taking traffic towards 3 miles, will therefore accommodate both eastbound and westbound traffic for the duration of the work. Motorists are urged to proceed with caution and comply with warning signs. In Westmoreland, the Health Department has been erecting warning signs near rivers and streams across the parish. The move is part of an intensified public education drive aimed at reducing the risk of leptospirosis and other diseases in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. Up to December 11, there were 91 suspected cases of leptospirosis on the island. 30 of those have been confirmed. There were also 7 confirmed deaths from the disease post-Hurricane Melissa. Health Promotion and Education Officer for Westmoreland, Gerald Miller, says the signs target popular water bodies where residents frequently gather. He notes that a large number of people still bathe or recreate in rivers, despite the potential presence of disease-causing organisms. Miller says health teams have also been engaging residents in communities where rivers are used for domestic purposes in light of the ongoing water shortage in sections of the country. And that's it for Across Jamaica.
Tracy? Hey girl, what's up? So hold on. Why you look so vexed this early? Didn't I just start?
Lisa, it is so good to see you. But sorry you catch me like this, girl. My uncle sent one barrel when my family go for clarity. You know I hear the price the people them put on something. Make matters worse, me hear say half of the thing they missing. And I know say a customs.
Girl, how you know say a customs?
Lisa, stop going like you have no sense, man. You know say everybody I talk about it in the media.
You know enough to stop listening to hearsay. You ever experienced that? Customs not going in your package, suitcase, barrel or cargo unless you will ship the item or the agent stand up right there when them are inspect it. Listen, customs job is to protect the borders, collect revenue and facilitate trade. Them no collect or store shipment, them inspect it and somebody have to present it for inspection.
So how customs ever get so much custom then?
Tracy, and the customs alone involved in the clearance process, you know, even though them we tend to talk about. Look at it this way. Shipment delayed, talk to your airline agent. Missing items, talk to your freight forwarder. The charges surprise, you know. Call customs. But remember to collect your signed and stamped declaration or C number from your agent. So when you call customs, them can better help you.
We're never too old for learning. So miss know it all. Want when customs will on your item them now.
You mean detain it? But that's only for restricted or prohibited items, Tracy. And in such case, make sure you get a notice of detention for the restricted and seizure notice for the prohibited. The information they all over them social media pages and them websites, you know, Tracy. We have to stay informed as a people, you know, and know your customs. Them there to help and protect all our way.
Know your customs. Visit the Jamaica Customs Agency's website at jca.gov.jm and follow their social media pages to learn more about the processes and procedures that guide the agency and its officers. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
Outperform, outlast. With top performance. Chakama. Reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Pan select tools, free parts and free repairs. 3 parts, free repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-6111-4. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
Fit Nation is brought to you by Express Fitness 24/7. Your goal is our mission.
You wanna hot body? You want a Bugatti? You want a Maserati? You better work. You want a Lamborghini? Sip martinis, look hot in a bikini. You better work. You wanna live fancy, live in a big mansion, party in France. You better work. You better work. You better work. You better work. Now get to work. Now get to work. Ring it on, don't stop now, just be the champion. Work it hard like it's your profession. Watch out now, 'cause here it comes. Here comes the smasher, here comes the master, here comes the big beat to blast ya. No time to quit now, just time to get it now. Pick up what I'm putting down, pick up what I'm putting down. You want a hot body, you want a Bugatti, you want a Maserati, you better work. You want a Lamborghini, sip martinis, look hot in a bikini. You better work. You wanna live fancy, live in a big mansion, party in France. You better work. You better work. You better work. You better work. Now get to work.
That time of a Wednesday morning, it's time for Fit Nation. In Fit Nation this morning, focusing on the Runners Relief 5K and 15K. Runners of all ages are being encouraged to lace up for a worthy cause at the Runners Relief 5K, 15K set for Saturday, December 20, 2025. For more on the Runners Relief 5K, 15K, we're being joined by Managing Director of Running Events, Alfred Francis. Good morning to you, Alfred.
A very special good morning to you and your listeners.
Thank you so much for joining us in the Fit Nation segment. So talk to us, Alfred, about this Runners Relief 5K and 15K coming up on Saturday.
Okay, the Runners Relief 5 and 15K at its genesis in wanting to assist in relieving the challenges that persons have post-Melissa. So, and this emanates from the running community, and they would love a meaningful way of contributing. We have individuals who, have made their overtures to the situation, but the fact is that as a grouping, all the running clubs wanted to come together to do something. So the tipping point was a Brittany Duke's suggestion, and speaking to Tracy Cohen, who is obviously a leader amongst the running clubs, that we said that we wanted to do the event on the 21st, but then we changed the date to the 20th because the running clubs all run on a Saturday morning, so they could all turn this event into their Saturday morning run. Hence, that's why we're having a 15K, which is 9 point something miles. because, you know, most running clubs, they go for a 10-mile or 8-mile run on a Saturday morning. And we have the 5K, which is the staple for most persons. So we utilize the same regular marathon start line at Negasol Place, downtown Kingston.
Yes.
And the 15K will track along Ocean Boulevard, West Street, Port Royal Street, Marcus Garvey Drive to East Avenue, turning back at East Avenue, coming back along the same pathway and going through the Art Walk, and then coming out to the Art Walk and going east on Michael Manley Boulevard, turning back and coming along the boardwalk, along the coast, and ending at Anova Street. So we'll turn left on Anova Street off Port Royal Street and finish there. So we expect a good support from the running community, because the prize for this event is that the pride and joy of giving is there for you, and also while doing that, you're creating a healthy lifestyle and a better lifestyle for yourself.
Indeed.
So we're asking persons, as a means of contribution, this is a good conduit for you to come, and it's a good statement for the running community, all the running clubs to come, socialize while contributing to our needy and worthy cause. We know that the rehabilitation and renewal, and the journey to normalcy for a lot of these persons will take a long while. Therefore, the contribution should be ongoing, and we need to make that a trick. Make that trick. The fact is that at the Reggae Marathon, we got a lot of contribution for persons who want to give to the situation, and most races that we have had since Melissa has had that giving back as a part of their destination. So, we want to continue on that journey, but this is specific, for the running community to form the core of this. All are invited, and persons can, register online at runningeventsja.com. The donation
is
$2,000, and I say donation is $2,000. We're going to chip time the event, and as it, that's standard where it is concerned. And
what's your cutoff point, Alfred, for persons listening and interested in participating, contributing?
Friday at midday. But the fact is that if you want to come and run on race morning and contribute, we're open to that. Even though, we're open for that. But come early, because the 15K starts at 5:30 and the 5K starts at 5:45. And we would.
So is it that you'll have somewhere set up where persons can go and make their contributions on the day?
Oh yes. We have had 2 runs like that downtown where the running communities, came out, and we'll have a tent. We're going to be at the BNS parking lot and the BOJ parking lot, and we'll have a tent there, and you can come and make your contribution, whether in kind or your cash donation. It's really a no-frills event. I mean, we're not giving out any shirts, we're not giving out any medal or everything, because the fact is that the economics of this is for relief.
Yes.
The economics is for relief, so we are asking persons, come with your heart and your soul, and, you give himself, come and enjoy your Saturday morning and feel good that you're making you're changing and saving lives, So that's what it's all about. It's our final event for the year. I must say I was kind of popped down after Reggae Marathon and thought that, boy, this is so much, but I feel renewed and reinvigorated, and I must say that the energy around me, persons wanted it, and so we're committed. And sometimes it's not the most comfortable situation, but we have to learn how to execute
once you're committed, you know, right? But my team is just all set and very cooperative and willing to go. And I must give a big shout out to the running events team. I must give a big shout out to members of the running community, you know, like Tracy Cowan, Brittany Dukes, you know, persons who are emphatic about helping and are working hard to see that we do get success where the event is concerned. The monetary contribution is going to relief in its entirety. Sponsorship is kind of difficult right now.
Yes.
But a lot of entities have really turned their focus on doing what they can do to relief.
Mm-hmm.
But we have all the necessary ingredients and, you know, the cooperativeness of our team, and we'll be there to execute on the morning. So come downtown. I mean, not only for running clubs, but for anybody who wants to participate. We'll welcome you. And for those who didn't come to any other runs downtown, come and enjoy Kingston. Kingston is just evolving as a beautiful place, and, you know, you need to come and take it in while you have good company.
And I see one of my YouTubers, Alfred Rebecca, saying this is music to her ears, and she's asking again for the website
Running
where she can
Events
sign up.
Go to runningevents.ja.com and you can sign up online using a debit or a credit card. We will have our big collection at Running Events on Friday. And, you know, I don't like to push it to Saturday, but, you know, we need everything that we can get for this effort. So persons can come in the morning, but I'd ask persons, for us to be truly prepared, we need to know our numbers first so we can be adequately prepared. So acting in a responsible manner, I'd ask persons to register before so we can be prepared for them. There's hydration need, every need.
Mm-hmm.
So we need, you know, to know our numbers and work with it.
So you're saying that your cutoff point is going to be midday on Friday?
Yeah, midday on Friday, yeah.
Okay, so midday on Friday, and then a bib collection, you said, will be at...
It will be Friday. At Running Events, 8070-89 Tower Street, and we're asking persons to register early so you can come for your bib. Remember, we have a cutoff on Friday at 12.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you cut off Friday at 12, maybe in 3 hours' time, you can come for your bill after you're registered.
Right.
But we're really asking persons to register before, and so we can be adequately prepared. Preparation is a key to good execution, and the fact is that you need to know your numbers. Just like how you need to know your numbers where your health is concerned.
Indeed,
your blood pressure,
indeed.
Your blood pressure, everything, your heart rate, everything. So we're asking persons, come. For all the groupings and everybody who goes out on a Saturday morning to walk, where they walk at Monadam, Queen Hill, anywhere, Spanish Town, Portmore up at that hill and thing, just come and join us on Saturday morning. Share.
And you said your starting point is where again, Alfred?
Another Soul Place, a beautiful manicured place downtown between BOJ parking lot and BNS parking lot, and the course takes us through downtown, beautiful downtown, and finishes similarly at Hanover Street, adjacent to the same Nether Soul Place. We'll have adequate hydration, all the coverage that we need for a safe and enjoyable run. So I'm asking all the groupings to come out and enjoy.
That's the Runners Relief 5K and 15K that's coming up on Saturday, December 20. Alfred, thank you so much for your time this morning.
You know, I am extremely grateful to you because, you know, you're helping to keep the nation fit. And by giving these interviews, you really help to promote a healthy lifestyle, and I must say thank you very, very, very much.
Yeah, man, Alfred, there's always a space here at Nationwide to talk about things like these, and this is indeed for a good cause. We love good causes over here at Nationwide 90 FM.
Thank you again.
All right. Alfred Francis, Managing Director of Running Events, again talking to us about the Runners Relief 5K and 15K. Going to take a break here on NTM and come back with more.
You wanna hot body? You want a Bugatti? You want a Maserati? You better work.
Fit Nation was brought to you by Express Fitness 24/7. Your goal is our mission.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
8:23.
Fontana Pharmacy has a wide variety of items from pharmaceuticals, household, cosmetics, toys, and more. The temperature by Fontana Pharmacy. It's all good inside is
26 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, 28 out west in Montego Bay, and in Mandeville 20 degrees Celsius.
On Wednesday, December 17, tune in to Nationwide 90 FM from 1 to 3 p.m. when LASCO, in partnership with the Jamaica Constabulary Force, proudly announces the Super 6 finalists for the 2025 Saluting Our Heroes Police of the Year Awards. Meet the Super 6, Jamaica's finest: Constable Monique Bartley, Corporal Stephen Smith, Corporal Regine Holt, Detective Corporal Chadwick Williams, Constable Chantal Powell, and Detective Corporal Livy Evans. Finalists for the prestigious 2025 LASCO JCF Saluting Our Heroes Police of the Year Award. Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM as we highlight and celebrate the outstanding service, leadership, and community impact of the Super 6. Wednesday, December 17 from 1 to 3 p.m. It's the Super 6 finalists for the 2025 Saluting Our Heroes Police of the Year Awards. All this and more only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by Lasco Chin Foundation and the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
Tune in to Nationwide at 5 from 6 to 8 p.m. on Wednesday, December 17 for a live outside broadcast from a powerful public lecture from loss to recovery, led by FRLD Executive Director Ibrahima Diong. This event is a critical forum addressing the irreversible impacts of climate change on vulnerable communities. As climate-induced disasters intensify, developing countries face growing losses and an urgent need for financing that supports recovery, rebuilding, and long-term adoption. So tune in to Nationwide at 5 from 6 to 8 p.m. It's the From Loss to Recovery broadcast at the UE Undercroft. Catch the live stream on our YouTube channel at Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. All this and more only on Nationwide 90 FM, the revolution in media.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. Turning now to NCB Foundation's Grant to Wish program. It's now open to Jamaicans and residents across the island. To talk to us more about NCB Foundation's Grant to Wish program, we're being joined by the director of NCB Foundation, Sharon Williams. Good morning to you. Sharon on the line. Good morning.
Pleasant morning. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are hearing you. Good morning, Sharon. How are you?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Nice.
Now, Sharon, let's get into the details of the Grant a Wish program. Talk to us about what this year's program will entail.
Okay, so we're always so happy to speak about the NCB Foundation Grant a Wish. So this year is our 13th year, so we're extremely proud of what we're doing. And this year is $8.5 million that will be allocated. And it is a simpler process this year. So what you want to know as persons listening, anybody right across Jamaica can actually apply for Grant a Wish. We will not have categories. We will not have voting this year. There's a special committee that has been set up. So if you have a need, you know someone who has a need, you know an entity that has a need, you can just apply for your Grant-A-Wish program. We take online submissions, and at jncb.com/Grant-A-Wish. So that's jncb.com/Grant-A-Wish, one word. Or you may drop off at our branches, because there are some persons who may have connectivity issues and may not be able to do it online. So you have our Mandeville branch, Christiana branch, Junction branch, Santa Cruz, Fairview, Stavlamar, Lucy, Falmouth, St. Anne's Bay, and Port Maria. And the deadline is December 31. We will have that 8.5 million, and what we're going to do is try and grant as many wishes as possible. So we're excited about that.
And you said it's not just for individuals, but businesses as well? Is that what
Right. If you know an entity that needs help, if you need help, if you know someone who needs help, we are willing to take that wish to review it. The committee will review it, and we'll do our very best to grant as many wishes as possible using that $8.5 million. And we're really trying to make it easy. So I know some persons sometimes are concerned they don't know enough people to vote for them. So forget about that. Don't be concerned about that. It's not about voting.
And did Melissa have any influence on how you guys over there at the NCB Foundation decided to do the Grant-A-Wish program this year in terms of taking off the voting and all of that, and just anybody?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why you're noting where we have the drop-off locations. Mandeville, Christiana, Junction, and so on, out of town. That's a key one for us. And making it easy, you can just go in and drop your wish. Very easy. And also, we just want to make sure that the persons who are severely impacted by Melissa, they do have a chance to get their wish granted. You know, that's something we really want to do. So we did a whole look at our Grant-A-Wish program based on the impact of Melissa, and that's why we made some of these changes. And, you know, persons may not be able to go online and vote as we've done previously, and so you'll have a wish, you know, a really good one for us to look at and review, but because you don't have persons to actually vote for you, you may not get your wish granted. We do not want to do that to anyone, so we're making it very, very simple and accessible.
And outside of the Grant-A-Wish, Sharon, NCB is also supporting the customers in general. Talk to us about the customer relief program.
Okay, for the customer relief program, you know, based on what has happened with Melissa, a lot of our customers are having challenges. And so what we have offered to our customers, temporary payment breaks, extended repayment terms, refinancing for your secured or your unsecured loans, working capital support for SMEs. So even for transfers, such as your RTGS transfers and so on, we've waived fees until December 31. And our customer relief program will be extended to April 30th, 2026. So if you're a customer, you're having a challenge with your loan facility, speak to your branch manager, speak to a loans officer. There are many, many options available. And so our team members will look to see what is the best option for you based on the situation that you're faced with. So please, you know, we are very open to that, and we're looking forward to supporting our customers. We have been supporting a number of customers, but for those who do not know, that is there and available to you.
And the foundation's efforts in terms of wider recovery?
Well, definitely through our Building a Better Jamaica Fund. And, you know, this year we're going hard, $500 million. And we're not just doing it by ourselves. We have some, you know, really, really great partners who are working on the ground. Food for the Poor, Global Empowerment Mission, known as GEM, UNICEF Jamaica, American Friends of Jamaica, and also some community-based groups that are really helping us. So we've been able to deliver shelter kits, you know, food, hygiene, supplies, emergency materials, rebuilding support, you know, right across Jamaica. And I want to just do a plug for Food for the Poor. They need volunteers. So you may be there, you're wondering how you can help. They need volunteers to help in packing. So please, if you can help Food for the Poor with packing, Jamaicans, they need you.
So just reach out to Food for the Poor.
Reach out to Food for the Poor. I can actually have, you want me to give you a contact for Food for the Poor?
Certainly.
Let me do it because they need
You
help.
have time on your hands during this season, guys, and you can assist Food for the Poor. Please reach out to them. and
so the person
volunteer.
who has been sending out is Tasha Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
And the number that she shares is 278-5652. They are in desperate need. They have a lot of things at their warehouse. They need to get it out. They need volunteers.
All right, so my listeners out there, Food for the Poor needs volunteers. The number 278-5652. That's the number for Tasha Gordon attached to Food for the Poor. If it is that you have some time on your hand and you can volunteer, please do so. But before we let you go, Sharon, talk to us as well about Market at the Lawn this weekend and why NCB is offering your pop-up services there for Christmas.
Okay, well, Market at the Lawn is always an exciting thing, for us all around. And so some customers, you're so busy, you don't have the time to come into the branch, and you really need to get some services done.
Yes.
So if you want to replace your lost or your expired debit card, because those are we got a number of those requests in the branches, visit Market at the Lawn. If you want to request a bank statement or a certificate of balance, visit Market at the Lawn. If you want to get help with digital banking or something wrong with your RSA token, visit Market at the Lawn. If you want to resolve an ABM or point of sale or any online dispute, visit Market at the Lawn. And if you just want to talk to a rep about a loan or any pre-approved options, you want to go there. Market at the Lawn at Devon House. And we're also showcasing a top-selling Hyundai SUV with our partners, Magna Motors.
Mm-hmm.
And it is now available at 0% interest for the first year. And we have an exciting Link Cafe. So you'll have a great experience there. You just sign up for our link up product. So you want to definitely go to Market at the Lawn. We're really bringing convenience to our customers. We're making it easy for them to bank at this busy time, but a very happy time, because Christmas is like my favorite time of the year, right?
Mine's as well. Outside of May, when it's my birthday. But but Markets at the Lawn is this Saturday or Sunday. December 21 is which day? December 21 is Sunday.
Sunday, right.
So December 21 at Devon House, Market at the Lawn taking place, and NCB will be there. Any final words before we let you go, Sharon?
Well, we just want to tell our NCB team, want to say big up to our NCB team that has been working with the NCB Foundation to support other team members who have been impacted by Melissa and helping to rebuild structures for customers and staff members. We really want to say thanks. I want to say thank you, Jamaica, for doing business with NCB, because of the business that you do. Some of those funds can go towards the NCB Foundation, which helps us to give back and to really help in a significant way. And we're so grateful to you. We thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Sharon Williams-Smith, for coming on this morning. You are the NCB Foundation Director, talking to us about NCB Foundation's Grant-A-Wish program, as well as all the other good things happening over there at the Foundation. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
And just before we go to the break, I see Shelly Ann Hall asking for the contact information in relation to Food for the Poor. So Food for the Poor seeking volunteers this holiday season in terms of the packing of relief supplies. The phone number for Tasha Gordon, who is attached to Food for the Poor, her number 278-5652. That's 278-5652. If you can volunteer, please do so. Gonna take a break here on NTM and come back with more.
The time by Grace Good Move is
8:36.
Jamaica's largest tile selection just got even bigger. Discover what's new at Active Home Center. With our latest arrivals, it's easier than ever to make your space truly unique. Explore ocean blues, botanical greens, and soft sandy neutrals that bring a calm, effortless vibe. From bold patterns to sleek, large format tiles in glossy or matte finishes, every room makes a statement. Shop now at Active Kingston and Montego Bay. Active Home Center. More savings, more choices.
On Wednesday, December 17, tune in to Nationwide 90 FM from 1 to 3 p.m. when LASCO, in partnership with the Jamaica Constabulary Force, proudly announces the Super 6 finalists for the 2025 Saluting Our Heroes Police of the Year Awards. Meet the Super 6, Jamaica's finest: Constable Monique Bartley, Corporal Stephen Smith, Corporal Regine Holt, Detective Corporal Chadwick Williams, Constable Chantal Powell, and Detective Corporal Livy Evans. Finalists for the prestigious 2025 LASCO JCF Saluting Our Heroes Police of the Year Award. Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM as we highlight and celebrate the outstanding service, leadership, and community impact of the Super 6. Wednesday, December 17, from 1 to 3 p.m. It's the Super 6 finalists for the 2025 Saluting Our Heroes Police of the Year Awards. All this and more only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. This broadcast is brought to you by LASCO Chin Foundation and the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. The Jamaica Music Museum, JAM, in collaboration with the Programs Coordination Division at the Institute of Jamaica, invites the public to a special festive lunchtime concert, Carolyn, as the community looks forward to renewed hope and holiday spirit following the devastating experience of Hurricane Melissa. The performance will feature the exceptional talents of the National Chorale of Jamaica under the distinguished baton of conductor Winston Ewart. The concert, which is free to the public, is set for Thursday, December 18, 2025. That's Thursday of this week. And I'm being joined to talk some more about the event by the director of the Jamaica Music Museum, Herbie Miller. Good morning, sir.
Let George do it.
How are you there, sir?
Well, I'm good, brother.
Good to hear you, man.
To your listeners and to Sean and the rest of them.
Yes.
Leave Jeremy out of it.
Leave him out. Yeah, we're going to leave him out. It's a ballad, you know what I mean? I know film time, this.
Yes, sir.
Herbie, big event on Thursday. Make the pitch to those who are wondering what to do with their afternoon and whether or not this would be something worth their time.
It's definitely going to be worth everyone's time because what we do in Jamaica Music Museum is try to present a broad spectrum of all of the music that we have created and that has influenced that which we have created. And so if you go back to the old days to come forward, you find that you'll find
Herbie?
Turn on a light.
Yeah, man, no problems. You're right. You go ahead now.
You'll find that in the past we had great symphonic leaders such as Victor Beckett, who led the Jamaica Symphonic Orchestra. Wonderful Jamaicans like Noel Dexter, Craig Hoyt, Audrey Russell, spent all of his time in Europe as great classical masters. What I love about what they did was to infuse in European form that which is our parlance, our lyrics, to enliven European music. Not that it had its own uplift, but to put some of our voice in it.
Yes.
And that's precisely what the National Chorale of Jamaica is excellent at doing. And so while they're singing some of these silent night, holy night type of traditional Eurocentric Christmas songs, they're going to be doing a lot of the kind of things like praise the Lord and shout to joy. Run, come quick. Count up, you're too fast. This is bringing our own way of history of life, of social living, into something that is coming out of the child born, out of the whole nativity theme. So to give it a sort of black nativity.
Yes. Yes. And you know, I looked at the name, Caroline. Not Caroling, as the traditionalists say, but Caroline, pointing to a traditional celebration and commemoration, but in a way that is uniquely us.
Precisely. It's like people come to me and say, when it's groundation? And I say, it's not groundation, it's groundation.
Yes.
It's how we have used our own language. So, in a way, bring color and bring identity. It is us. This isn't, in other words, whatever has been done can be extended.
Yes.
And that's what we have done. And so with Caroline, without the G, of course.
Yes.
It's how we talk. It's how we say things and do things.
Yes. And Herbie, Christmas is huge. It feels a bit cute to say Christmas is huge in this part of the world. But right, you get the drift. But then again, there are many traditional elements that make Christmas special to us, from the food and the music and everything. But one of the things is, we appreciate the way the traditionalists gave us Christmas, which we have come to take on in our celebrations. What we also appreciate, Jamaicans, is how Jamaicans celebrate Christmas and how we have Jamaicanized certain traditional customs and practices, how we have Jamaicanized some of the songs, how we've Jamaicanized the approach to cooking and celebration, and that's what makes it extra special. And I'm thinking that on December 18, you are showing some of that to people, not saying that the Jamaicanized way is the only way and the best way and the end all be all, but
it's our way.
It's our way, as simple as that.
George, Kamal Brathwaite introduced us to the concept of creolization, turning one culture into something else.
Yes.
And that culture remains what it is, but the way we cook, the way we eat, the way we walk and talk is our way. And it's important that we expose, especially our future generation, our young ones, to these concepts and not make them feel as if it is all about our thing.
Yes.
Or, on the other hand, those with their noses in the air, the other thing. But how the merging, the infusion of all these things have created something else, a new thing.
Yes.
And that's important to what we do at the Institute of Jamaica in general, and the Music Museum in particular.
Yes. Give me an idea before you go, Herbie. Well, we did say in the build-up that it's free of charge, no cover. But in terms of the running order of the day, what will it start with? What will it climax with? And the time that people should be seated by?
Okay. It starts at 12:30. People should be seated by 12 o'clock. Or else, if you're late, you'll have to encircle the building and then enter through the back door.
Yeah.
Because it's a seamless presentation. There'll be no breaks for announcements of this, that, or the other, or even intermission. It's just going to run into one whole presentation. And there'll be a participatory portion where the audience will be given sheet lyrics and be encouraged to join the chorale in singing along, especially the Jamaican song.
Yes.
So we don't want to be disturbing that by latecomers coming through the front door.
That's right.
Secondly, while there is no charge, George, and audience, we are asking our audience to walk with something. It doesn't have to be money. Those who bring money, fine, because the IOJ has embarked on, from the end of the hurricane, a relief program. It can be a couple cans of sardine, a couple of crackers, non-perishable, that will add to what we have been putting together. Also, a part of the day thing are reduced entry fees for all of our exhibitions. I I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it's as much as a 50% thing.
Yes.
So you're encouraged to come early, immerse yourselves in the exhibitions we have. There's a great exhibition on bat, which we call rat bat, which we tend to think of vampires and stuff like that, and Dracula.
Yes.
But the use of the bat, what the bats do for the environment,
yes,
you learn a lot. Then, of course, there's the Music Museum exhibition, there's an African art exhibition, or African antiquity exhibition down the street at the museum for down the road from us. I can't remember the name of that. The history department. And a Taino exhibition. So you'll be seeing all of Jamaica from such time until hopefully a futuristic Jamaica.
Excellent, sir. Well, guess what? I'll see you there on December 18th.
And please, I'm reminding your audience that today our good friend and ambassador Jimmy Cliff will cross his final river at the National Arena at 3 o'clock this evening.
Yes.
Come out and support.
Yes, indeed, sir. Yes, indeed, sir. All right, so for sure.
Thanks, my brethren, and keep on doing it. That's great Rico Roderick is saying. Let George do it.
All right, so I'll see you on Thursday. And remember, when Grow Nation come again, I have a debt to repay. So
remember that.
All right, sir. Cool.
Love my brethren.
All right, Herbie. Respect. Yeah, man. Thank you. So Herbie Miller there, he's director of the Jamaica Music Museum. December 18, 2025, be seated by 12 o'clock for a performance by the National Chorale under the distinguished baton of conductor Winston Ewart, Caroline. It's a special festive lunchtime concert as the community looks forward to renewed hope and holiday spirit following the devastating experience of Hurricane Melissa. So yeah, man, it's going to be nice, and I'm going to organize myself, so I'm going to be there to enjoy it. All right?
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
8:49.
Order the new cheesy fries from Burger King and load it your way with bacon, jalapenos, crispy onions, or extra cheese. Get yours today.
Golden touch. It happens every time your lips touch mine. There's a feeling that's so divine. There's a magic in you. Golden touch. I wasn't very strong till you came along. You made me realize that by your side, boy, is where I belong. Golden touch. There's a kind of magic in the air. Whenever you are near, I get butterflies every time your eyes meet mine.
What's the sense in sharing this one and only life? Ending up just another lost and lonely wife. You count up the years and they will be filled with tears. Love only breaks up to start over again. You'll get the babies, but you won't have your man. While he's busy loving every woman that he can. Say I'm gonna leave 100 times a day. It's
bit longer. Love me. I remember times my love when we really had it on.
Pull. Annie Smith say must put. Hey, Annie Smith love Jermaine King every morning. She lose her mind on the segment, you know?
Oh my goodness.
Annie Smith. Boy, man, I tell you, God bless you, Annie. God bless you. Your love for Jermaine is strong. Mrs. King, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Wherever you are. Oh my God.
Just a little bit longer.
What she say? What she say? What she say? What she say? What she say?
I remember times, my love, when we really had it on. You were always there to make me smile, help me when I fall.
I lie.
Ooh, I can't believe you're leaving me when there's so much more to say.
Say it ain't so.
I can't let you go.
What you say?
Ooh, every time I look at you, I still can feel the glow.
Tell me again. Tell me again.
Let it be.
Whisper and tell me. Whisper and tell me. Whisper and tell me.
Love me, please. Oh, just a little bit longer. Together we can make it. Our love is much too young to break it. Love me, please. Oh, just a little bit harder. Together we can make it. Our love is much too young to break it.
That went on?
Tell some very special people happy birthday and happy anniversary. Son Khan is sending happy birthday to Mrs. Joel Notice Barnett and Othniel Lamont. Happy birthday to both of you. Wishing them a wonderful birthday from Sonia Constantine. So happy birthday to Joel Notice Barnett and Othniel Lamont. Scrolling on down.
I'm find one while you do that. I thought we were off here. Anyway, Tony Bailey says, please and then send happy birthday wishes to Sandra Miller. Happy birthday, Sandra Miller. Don't count the candles, enjoy the laughter and gifts. So, Sandra Miller, instructions for you. Don't count the candles, just enjoy the day, enjoy the laughter, enjoy the gifts. The birthday wishes are coming to you from Tony Bailey.
And Sylvia Gordon sending happy birthday greetings to granddaughter Petona Robinson. Happy birthday coming from grandma, your daddy, your mom, and your brothers. Happy birthday to you, Petona Robinson. Sharon Kong, did you see this one? Sending happy birthday to big brother Lloyd Hemley. It's your birthday today, Lloyd. Happy birthday to you from your sister Sharon, as well as your Aunt Grace. Blessings to you always.
Samantha New says, happy 30th anniversary to my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Charmaine Lewinson. Wish for you both many more and long life to continue in love. 30 years, love you both. So, Samantha New sending happy anniversary greetings to her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Charmaine Lewinson. You notice? Mr. and Mrs. Charmaine.
Yeah.
So it's not Mr. So-and-so or Mr. You know what I mean? And the woman I represent. So Mr. and Mrs. Charmaine Lewinson, your daughter Samantha sends happy greetings to you. Happy anniversary greetings to you as you celebrate 30 years. And she says she loves you both and wishing for you many more.
Ormin Thompson saying that today is her birthday. It's your birthday, Ormin Thompson, here in the YouTube chat. Happy birthday to you. Wishing for you a lovely one. And over on Facebook, happy birthday greetings going out to Shoshana Davis, Ian Scott, David Francis, Junior Brown, Asheen Finley, and Donna Barrett. Happy birthday to all of you. Happy birthday as well to Donnery Muirhead. Donnery Muirhead, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday. Greetings coming from Mahiri. And this one says, happy birthday greetings. Did you see this one, Sandra Miller?
Yeah, man, I did that one.
So happy birthday again to you, Sandra.
Cedric Robinson is saying happy birthday to my sister over there in Connecticut. And Cedric, what's your name? Tell us our name, man. Cedric Robinson, happy birthday to his sister over there in Connecticut. I guess you know who you are. Cedric Robinson's sister over there in Connecticut. He's sending happy birthday greetings to you. Cheryl says, in cold New York City, enjoying the music, George, you make my morning. Well, Cheryl, sending some warmth your way, some Jamaican sunshine from wherever in the country you want to take the sunshine from. Have a bottle of it and douse yourself in the Jamaican sunshine on this morning.
Did you see this one, Donovan Phillips?
Run it now.
Donovan Phillips, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Donovan says. Another year of blessings. Really grateful. And Donovan is enjoying the music. So happy birthday to you, Donovan.
Cedric Robinson says his sister's name is Avis. So Avis Robinson over there in Connecticut, your brother Cedric Robinson is sending happy birthday greetings to you on this morning. Connecticut, yeah, you must be quite cold up there as well. So Cedric says sunshine and love, Avis, on this day, your birthday.
And a belated one, it's who 9904 here in the YouTube chat said his or her birthday was on Monday. So it's who 9904, happy birthday to you. Belated happy birthday to you. Hope you had a good one.
So Annie Smith is conflicted because she loved DJ Jerome and she loved Jeremy and King. So I don't know how it all go. So who da meet who now, Annie? We know where our money is.
You have to decide. Annie.
Yeah, Annie, you have to make up your mind. Yeah. You can't have two, you know what I mean? You can't have two.
If you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday to you. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary as well.
For something nice, get the new cheesy fries from Burger King today. Best tasting fries topped with a creamy cheese sauce and options to load it your way.
Jeez, peace. I commend everybody this morning listening to go and watch the music video for this again and tell me if you realize what I'm going. This is one of the most layered music videos. It's really fantastic. Yeah? June, what do you want to say? What do you going to say? What do you say? Come now.
Last night I dreamt of San Pedro. Just like I'd never gone. I knew the song.
And that's about it for the show. Thank Thank you so much for tuning in to Nationwide this morning. Happy birthday to Elaine from Rosalie McDonald Barker, and happy birthday to Lennox from your wife Yvonne. So happy birthday to you, Lennox, from your wife Yvonne. Hope you enjoy your day. Thanks to our technical operator.
Hold on there. Ormin Thompson says, happy birthday to me and my niece Val in Catherine Hall. So, Val in Catherine Hall, Ormin Thompson, happy birthday to you both over there. All the best to both of you.
Thanks to our technical operator and the musical maestro Jermaine King, our super producer Michelle McCrae Smith, and our super editor Kimon Thompson. Up next, the Consumer Hour with Norgay Banton, and at 10, ClickViews Online. I'm Tana.
So last night you dreamed about EOJ and Ballot. I'm mad at a dream about Sandwich.
Good morning.
You just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.